And we should be live. Hello and good evening and welcome to Candlekeep. Quick sound check. Could everyone in the chat just let us know if you can hear us all right? Hey, says
Hello.
Ollie Jones.
Hello.
Welcome, Ollie. Welcome, Bulveric. Welcome to Ascent. Yep, as I said, welcome to Candlekeep. And tonight we're playing Call of Cthulhu, a little one-shot for Halloween. Just a quick heads up that this is a tabletop RPG that does contain horror themes and may not be suitable for younger ears. Plus also, Lester likes to swear a lot. Joining me tonight, joining me tonight on this side of the screen we have Guy, and down at the bottom there we have Lauren. Beneath me, where he belongs, is Lester. Down this way we have Ben and Paul over here on the right hand side. My right hand side, your left. Let's not mess around. Let's get into things, shall we?
Yes.
For those that don't know, Call of Cthulhu takes place in a 1920s America. Generally takes place in Arkham Asylum. Not Arkham Asylum, sorry, Arkham, Massachusetts. And that's where we'll join the players tonight. Stood outside the St. Mary's Teaching Hospital in Arkham, a lone figure stands under a gas streetlight, and he lazily tosses a cigarette to the floor, stamps on it under his shoes. Chuck, can you introduce us to your character, please?
Hey everybody. Okay, I'm going to try and do the accent. Okay. Hey everybody. My name's Charlie Rudd, but everybody just calls me Chuck. I'm an FBI agent out of originally from Providence, Rhode Island, but I've been sent down here on assignment. It's my first assignment. I did really well in the academy. I got a pretty good academic record, but this is my first time in the field, so let's see how I get on.
That was.
Oh.
I mean, we can end it there. That's the highlight of the night.
Yeah, maybe get some subtitles for the stream.
A figure approaches you, a shape that you are quite familiar with, one that you've become friends with recently since his move over to America. Ernest, why don't you introduce us to your character?
I am Ernest Williamson, 62 years old, famous author, if I dare say myself, of romantic fiction. Unfortunately, my books haven't been selling very well recently. I blame the onslaught of noxious fiction from the colonies about ghosts and ghouls that these barely literate fools seem to read. So, not one to avoid jumping on the bandwagon. That's what I'm here to do, and to get some inspiration to write a new. I have a copy of my my latest book, The Gleaming of Desire, which I can share with you.
I'm sure is that available on Audible
wow,
right
did
now?
It just get hot in here, or is it
Lots of bad women's anatomy in the book, put it that way.
You join Chuck under the streetlight, and the cold air, as you breathe out, you're exhaling the like a dragon's fire almost into the cold.
How's it going, pal?
Cold night. Yet another familiar figure approaches you. George, would you like to introduce us to your character, please?
Yes, I'm George. I'm a professor of. Not sure that I have turned up. Yeah, I'm a professor of history. I am currently on invite in Massachusetts.
Your microphone's breaking up. Have you got an alternate one you could try? Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit crackly. Right. Okay.
Let's while you sort that out, let's pretend it was Brent that was approaching you, and we'll start with you again. So.
Right. Yeah. Name's Brent Ross. I'm a photographer by trade. I get paid to take pictures of historic buildings. Sometimes these buildings are locked, so I use my daft fingers to quickly make short work of the locks and take some nice little pictures of inside.
Someone's figured out how to be a rogue in Cthulhu, have they?
Damn right.
Again.
Nearing, take pictures of most of the buildings in England. I got on a plane and jetted over to America. The first place suggested to me was Arkham, so here I am, taking pictures of the haunted places here.
Wonderful. George, how's your microphone? Give us a sound check.
He's muted.
He's muted. Fantastic. Oh. One
Okay.
moment, please. There we go. So yeah, you quickly scurry back into the mist and then come back again, George. Could you just reintroduce us to who George is, please?
I am George. I am a professor on invite from Cambridge. I teach history. I take particular interest in the medieval era, but I will divulge into other areas when needed.
The occult, for instance.
For instance.
And last but not least, late but fashionably so, Eva. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Eva. I'm a defence lawyer. I moved from London. It was just not my cup of tea. I'm quite interested in paranormal, but I've yet to see anything that really kind of piques my interest. Being a defence lawyer, I've come across plenty of monsters. Got them off, I would like to say.
Story for another day, I'm sure.
So what possibly could be worse than that?
So, just quickly round the table then. Are your characters skeptics or believers?
Bit of both. Not seen one yet.
A fence
But-
sitter,
Yeah.
mostly in the middle. Anyone else?
Chuck is very much a skeptic. I am from the big city. You know, these country bumpkins out here in the sticks. You know, they've got to make up some mumbo jumbo to keep themselves busy. But I'm sure whatever's going on down here, there'll be a rational explanation for it.
Yeah, same. Definitely skeptic. Good Christian man.
So-
If it's not in the Bible or in a scientific textbook, there's probably a logical explanation for it.
Interesting. George and Eva, what about your character? Eva, you've already said that you believe but haven't seen anything yet, so you're looking for proof.
I kind of want to. My life is dedicated to facts, and that is what I want before I believe anything.
Okay. And what about George?
I believe what I see, and I have not seen anything, but I do want to believe that they are there, which is why I am here, trying to prove it to myself.
Interesting. Okay. So, as I said, you join Chuck under the gaslight outside the St Mary's Teaching Hospital, where you are here to meet a new acquaintance that you have met since your travels around America, Rupert Merriweather. He's an aging young man that you have known for a short time. But unfortunately, Merriweather at this moment is unwell and fearfully may be on his last legs. But he has summoned you here with a sense of urgency. You step through the hospital and the smell of cleansing agents fills your nostrils, and you wind your way through the hallways, counting down the rooms until you come across one. And the door is slightly ajar. Peering through the door, you can see Rupert is laid out on the bed, looking very pale. Around him are two other people, an elderly woman and a middle-aged gentleman with a sort of sneering, weasel-like face on him. Merriweather.
They look like visitors or staff.
Sorry?
They look like visitors or staff.
They look like visitors. In fact, the weasel-like man does share a remarkable resemblance to Merriweather, Rupert himself.
As we walk in, I'll say, is it evening, by the way?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Good evening, Rupert. I trust we're not inconveniencing you. You summoned us.
Yeah.
Is it a bad time to have a family visit?
No, he reaches out a weakly hand and just ushers you forwards. Very, very weak.
I should shake it firmly.
He turns to the other two people in the room. Agnes and Bertrand, would you leave me for a while, please? Both of them look at Rupert, look back at you. They start to try and exclaim, but Rupert just summons up a little strength to shout at them as best as he can. Just leave, please. And they bump past you on the way out the door. Rupert begins to speak to you. In my youth, I and some fellow students, we became involved in what we believed to be an innocent exploration of the occult. We were led by a friend of ours, Marion Allen. We purchased an old farmhouse a few miles west of Arkham, near the village of Ross's Corners. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We would conduct seances and other kinds of metaphysical research. Alas, our work, it had unforeseen results. Our last experiment, it summoned an evil force into this world, and instead of attempting to expel the thing, we were afraid and we abandoned the house. We were confident that the magic that we had brought... confident that the magic we... Reread that again. Instead of attempting to expel the thing, we were afraid, and we abandoned the old house, confident that the magic that we used to bind the evil to it would keep it confined for a short time at least. I have since discovered then that the spell that binds the entity of the house only lasts a certain amount of time, and that time is running out. Sorry. I am the last of the group, and I fear that upon my death the thing will go free. I fear it will wreak havoc on the folks hereabouts. I am too old, I am too ill, and I am too much of a coward to go back to that house to try and banish the entity myself, but I'm hoping you can. I'm guilty of many things, but my deepest sin was unleashing that horror on that fateful night. He points to a table just at the back of the room. Take the box, he says, pointing to his inconspicuous metal box on the side. All the aid I can offer you, it lies within. You must find the courage to send that thing back to where it came from. You must see this is done. Do this for me, please.
Rupert, my dear fellow, how long ago was this that you believe that you...
It
summoned
was,
this thing?
he believes it was around 40 years ago. His memory is a little hazy, unfortunately.
Okay.
What were you trying to do?
We experimented. We were skeptics and believers, a mixed bunch of us, trying to prove or disprove the existence of another life beyond this one, I guess. He's
Right.
constantly coughing, and he's coughing into this handkerchief. Little specks of red are appearing on it every time he does.
Are there any medical notes near his bed or anything?
There's a few, yeah.
Can I just pick one up and have a glance through it?
Yeah, you have a flick through it, yeah. I mean, he's dealing with, best guess would be lung cancer.
Okay. Okay. All right, chaps. I don't know what you want to do, but see, I'd like to fulfil his dying wish. I don't believe that he's. And I whisper under my breath. I think maybe the medication that he's on may have caused problems with his memory. It happens in these late stages of cancer, you know.
Perhaps Ernest. My memory might be failing me, but my ears are not.
I'm sorry, old friend. Is there anything we can get for you? Would you like some water?
I'm fine. Just get rid of that thing.
Okay.
We will do our best.
Who's going to take this box?
Yeah, I can take it.
Yes.
So Brent,
How big is the box?
it's about the size of a shoebox. And as you
Okay.
step towards the shoebox, forgot his name already. Wow. Rupert suddenly lurches up in bed and starts to cough. Blood starts spattering out of his mouth. I'm going to ask everyone to make a sanity check at this point, please.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Alrighty.
dice.
Minutes. Right.
Doctors and nurses at this point, the panicked wife and the what you presume to be the son are now starting to rush into the room as Brent pulls the box under front of his arm, but this blood is flying out towards all of you at the moment.
I got a good Christian man 1.
You roll so it's a pass.
I won.
D10.
38, so pass for me.
I roll. Oh shit! I rolled an 81.
81.
Ooh.
And George?
You have to roll under your sanity, don't you?
Equal to or under, yeah.
Yeah.
George?
Yeah, mine.
I got 43.
43. Is that a pass or fail?
That is a pass. My
Okay,
current...
I can't
it
see your character sheet, so you
Oh,
have
of
to
course,
tell
yeah,
me.
you don't know what they are. Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've got
It's
enough paper on the go here.
Based on current sanity, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as Ernest begins to sit up and starts to retch and cough blood all over the bed, everyone else scuttles from the room. But Brent, being the last one, grabs the box and catches quite a large amount of blood full force to his face. Kind of unnerves you a little bit. You're going to lose 1 sanity point.
Oh.
Okay,
As
as
you
I
make a-
bound into the corridor, I'm just going to shout, "Let's get a doctor in here! This guy's
Yeah.
dying here! Come on!"
So at this point, the wife outside and the son have already started, ushering doctors and nurses in. The room is filling up so quickly, and you're all scooted straight outside, and then the door is closed.
I'll hand
your faces.
Brent a handkerchief from my waistcoat. There you
Thanks,
go,
Ernest.
not a problem. You need to remain calm in these situations. You'll just get yourself in a tiz.
You get a face full of blood.
Well, I've seen my fair share of blood, young man, in the war, you know.
Oh, here we go again. Yeah, so you're old and you're in the war every 10 minutes.
Love it. So, yes.
I wonder if he'd like me to give him a copy of my latest book as reading material.
I'm sure he would. Why don't you sign it for him as well?
It's my only copy at the moment. I'll keep hold of it for the time being. I'm not sure whether he has the strength to read till the end.
So,
I just flipped to the end.
what would you like to do from here?
Where was this? Did anyone catch the location? He kind of coughed and blustered through the location. I didn't really hear.
No, I think
I was presuming younger people with better ears than me would have.
Yeah, I was trying to get it down, but I didn't get the exact name.
So we need to go back in there and ask.
Purchased a house with Marion Allen. If we can't find out from him, we'll just check at public records or something, and we'll trace it that way.
Yeah.
What's in the shoebox? Should we take a look?
Yeah. Do you want to do it here or somewhere private?
At the moment, you're stood outside someone's room in a hospital.
Let's head back to. Do we have a tavern here?
There's cafes. There are cafes. Yeah. The hospital
Right,
itself. The hospital itself would have a canteen that you could use if you wanted.
I still feel that might be a bit too.
What do you think's going to happen, pal? Demon's going to jump out? It's a box. What's the problem?
Who knows?
Just open it up and take
What's
a
in
look.
the box?
Fine. I will find a table, plonk the box down, and I will just out with it, open it, see what's in.
So you wind your way out. You wind your way back through to the hospital, back to where you spied a canteen. You find some tables and chairs. Find yourself a quiet little corner to sit down, and Brent places the box in the centre of the table, while a waitress brings over some really cheap and pale-looking coffee. At this point, I'm going to ask you to open envelopes 1 and 2.
Ooh.
Now, while they do that, just to explain to the stream that Cthulhu can be a game that's full of handouts. Rather than put them up on the screen, I've printed them all out and given them all copies in envelopes that they'll be opening at certain times.
Is it a bad time to say I can't read?
It might be, yeah.
There's 2 bits in here.
So,
This is amazing. Oh my god.
at this point, I'm going to hand it over to you lot a little bit to kind of just go through all the information that you've got. If you could talk about it and let us know what you're finding out as you go along.
Have we got the same?
You all have the same, yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Flipping egg.
How's this?
Just to show the stream was
Okay.
falling onto my lap here.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
That's 1.
I've got what appears to be a diary.
Got a letter, a diary.
Newspaper cuttings. Yeah, a letter from Rupert to his friends.
Letter?
So who wants to do the reading out?
Not me.
We take it in turns. I can go first with the note that's in 1. Dear friends, in the years after the nightmarish events of that night in my youth, I have seen many strange things. Only now do I begin to grasp the truth of reality and the scope of what is happening in the world. I've tried, in my small way, to combat the horrors and make amends for my past in bringing one to our own plane of existence.
That's cool.
What I have left to offer, what riches and wealth I have, I will put to good use in dealing with these abominations. It is the very least this old coward can do. I could never make myself go back to that little farmhouse and put those events to rights. I too gravely feared that which my friends and I loosed upon this countryside. Nothing of consequence, has yet taken place, but with my death, I fear the bonds will be broken, and that horror freed to come and go as it pleases. Lives not yet taken already weigh heavy on my conscience. The method of delivering the thing out of this world is still in that accursed house. The translations made by Marion from the book De Vermis Mysterious, I was never strong enough to take on the task, but I have hope that you are. In ridding the world of this, perhaps you will save my soul from hell, for I fear that my deeds have not been enough to release me from this heavy burden. I do not expect your forgiveness for what I ask of you. That's Rupert Merriweather.
At the conclusion of reading the letter, you notice the wife and son leaving the hospital in tears.
Oh,
So guessing we can't
I take
ask
it-
the old dear any follow-up
Is
questions.
this an actual thing, not like a picture?
So yeah, the photo that you got on the box is an actual box that was found inside. This
Looks like
box
a
as well.
sarcophagus, little.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was actually inside the box.
Yes, it's an actual. It's a photo of it, but yes, there was an actual
got the
sarcophagus
address
box
as well.
in there as well.
Right.
Okay.
We have the address as well, so we're all right.
yeah, we've got the deed and the key.
You want to show the props to the camera? I was quite proud of these ones.
Oh god,
yeah.
this is amazing. Oh, God, it's not quite. Look at
Yep.
this.
I haven't opened the envelope
And
too
there's a
yet.
title
right.
deed.
We've,
Oh, you can't
we've got
quite
these
see it.
diary pages, so who's going to start reading these diary pages to the readers?
Shall I do?
How many are
Yeah,
there?
we'll take one each, shall we? I don't mind starting.
It's like English class at school.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
that's
sitting
what
there
I'm
like, don't pick
dreading.
me, don't pick me.
Right, just yeah.
Quite literally,
the back
what I'm
page.
dreading about this.
Imagine this is in a really good Massachusetts accent, okay? February the 27th, 1877. Marion Allen has acquired an artifact, purportedly Egyptian. It appears to be a small sarcophagus of gold. Inside is a large piece of amber, which entraps a specimen of some unknown species of arthropod. Allen is very excited, as the box corresponds to a description he found in an ordinary reference volume in the university's Orne Library. Allen says that in another book, De Vermis Mysterious, is an explanation of the powers of the box. The text says the small animal trapped in the amber is actually the host to a bound jinn, a guide to the spirit world. Allen says the tome mentions that originally there were 4 such pieces of amber contained in the box. There is no mention of what happened to the other 3. We are agreed, and a date has been set to conduct a ceremony intended to summon the jinn, which Allen assures us will be friendly. We have chosen the night of Saturday, the 18th of March, the night before the new moon.
Interesting.
So I guess this is the sarcophagus in here that we
Yeah.
have.
Would be
I'd
it,
go
yeah.
with that.
It seems to
There's
make
nothing.
sense.
So there's nothing in the sarcophagus, though. Is the sarcophagus empty?
I've not opened it.
So the lid comes off this box quite easily.
Yeah.
There is nothing inside other than a bunch of carvings at this point.
Okay.
Hey, Professor, do you recognise any of this? Any of the writing on these carvings?
Would you like to make a
nothing.
roll to see if you can?
Go on then.
Yep. So history or archaeology, your choice.
Let's see. My alphabet is horrible. Hang on, where's history? I'll go for history.
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of 90, I needed 70.
No.
I look at him struggling. What are you a professor of again, George?
Of history, although it's medieval history, not Egyptian.
I took a history course at Oxford University as well when I was studying English literature there. You love Oxford University. Would you mind if I have a look?
Go ahead, and I hand it over. Oh God, please.
57, so that's a pass.
That's a pass. You recognise the hieroglyphs on the outside of the box to be Egyptian from the Middle Kingdom, but the symbols carved inside the box are not.
Georgia, you need to brush up on your history of Egypt. These are Egyptian engravings and carvings.
Yes, well, I was a medieval historian, not an Egyptian one.
Oh, I see. Who wants to read the next section?
I will.
Okay.
So this is going to be the day after. So that's going to be March 19th. We began the ceremony as Alan instructed, according to that described in the Venus Mysteries. A fire is set in the fireplace and a pentagram chalked on the floor, marked with appropriate symbols and illuminated by two black
Tapers.
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 I can barely read as it is.
Call yourself a lawyer?
She passed the bar.
Shut
I
up.
can't, I'm not doing the accent now. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, America.
being
I'm
a bunch
sorry.
of limeys, huh?
Sorry, carry on, Eva.
So, illuminated by two black tapers placed near the centre, flanking the piece of amber with its entrapped spirit. The others sit in a circle, while I, the designated watcher, who guards from malevolent spirits, sits in the corner of the room. At least I get the comfort of a chair, while the others can look forward to sitting on the floor for hours. Alan throws a handful of powder in the fire, producing an evil-smelling smoke and dampening the flames, which now burn a spluttering green and brown. Those seated on the floor begin the Latin chant Alan has transcribed from his book. After nearly 2 hours, I see a trail of smoke circling up from the piece of amber. Its surface seems to be bubbling and melting. Can this be? Have we finally achieved success? I can see a form.
At that point, the writing trails off, and it's as though the pen slipped from the book.
I see this. Our friend seemed to have got into a bit of the wrong crowd back in his youth.
Seems like it.
We've got no mention of a book before, have we?
Yeah, it's mentioned in the letter.
It's mentioned in the letter,
So,
yeah.
Marion says that the translations from this book
Oh,
contain
it's-
the method for delivering the thing out of this world.
Oh, it is that book. Okay, just ignore me.
Yeah.
I was reading too much into it.
We got volunteers for the next section.
That's a long section.
Should we break it up? I don't mind doing a third
I've
of it, or
asked-
a paragraph or whatever.
I can do the first 2 paragraphs.
There you
Well,
go.
I'll pick up from there then.
All right. So, March 20th, 1877. We have finished with our plans and have sworn a pact never to speak of what happened what happened last night. Oh my God! Explain the death of poor Robert. Oh,
I don't think Lester should read.
and in some
He's just trying to
manners,
get out of it.
You speak English in England, right? Last time I checked, pal. Come on.
and in some manners, the madness of Harold. The sheriff accepts the explanation of a carriage accident. We planned it well. Robert's neck was broken in the fall, we told him. Harold struck his head on a rock when his horse's leg broke and the carriage rolled. Would it be that it was only that? For the rest of us, we will forever be changed by the experience last night. I will write down the true events so they are not lost completely. The thing formed in the center of the pentagram, shapeless and nearly invisible. Its terrible voice should have given us a clue, but we were so foolish. It spoke. Then Alan cast that damn powder on the gin, the dust of Abigazi?
Ibn Ghazi.
Ibn Ghazi, he calls it. And that's when we could see it clearly. Over to you, Ben.
Words cannot Words cannot adequately describe the faceless thing with 1,000 mores. It roiled and bubbled, never fully revealing itself at any one time. So terrifying was its aspect that I was frozen in place, my pen falling from my
That's nerveless.
nerveless fingers. Cecil and Alan seemed as lifeless as myself. While a short, sharp cry issued from Crawford's mouth, Robert however, rose to his feet and before anyone could stop him, stepped forward as though to embrace the horrible guest. With its arms, or those appendages that seemed most like arms, it took hold of poor Robert and twisted his head around as though it were a doll. The lifeless corpse was then thrown back in Harold's lap, and that's when he began that damnable shrieking. The shrieking that hasn't stopped since, even after we handed him off to the sheriff's men. Over, rather. We still had a chance, apparently. Alan now believes that if we had kept our wits, we would have reversed the summoning and forced the creature back to wherever it came from. But Crawford panicked and mistakenly believed that it would spell the creature reached forward and destroyed part of the pentagram, breaking the seal and ending its effectiveness. Released from the binding symbol, the thing, with a screech that could only have been an unholy satisfaction, was ejected from the house, disappearing out the window and roaring screaming wind of boiling colours.
I'll read the next section then. It's March 24th. Alan intends to leave Arkham and travel to find a solution to this crisis. He said that he intends to seek out occult scholars in New Orleans. I pray he is successful, but my hopes are not high at this point. He insisted that I be custodian of the gold sarcophagus and not show it to anyone. What's even more odd is that he instructed me to visit or even live in Boston. I can only guess as to why, as he will not tell me his reasoning, apart from his insistence that it is for my own safety. Marion still thinks that the thing could yet be destroyed, or at least dispelled, but none of us who remain have the stomach for such an undertaking. I hope he can find a way to safely banish it without another of us falling to its malevolent grip. Do you want me to read the next section as well?
I can do it, Paul, if you want. Okay. So this is March 26th, 1877. We now believe that the spell we cast to summon it inextricably bound the thing to the house. Alan went back this morning to retrieve some of our belongings and store our ritual accoutrements. He says that he'd heard it bumping around in the attic over his head, cursing him all the while. He said that it also told him that it only has to wait us out. When we who were present are all dead, it will roam the earth freely, slaughtering and feasting. Thankfully, the warding signs carved by Alan during better times that seem so long ago now, apparently are effective and bar the thing entry except into the attic of the farmhouse. I might be able to sleep a few hours tonight, knowing it is bound to the attic and cannot harm anyone else. I'm hopeful for the first time since we stupidly released it from the amber. If it told him the truth, then we have time to seek the answer. God be with you in your search, my friend.
And then the
there's,
diary jumps forwards to October at this point.
October 14th, yeah.
That on purpose, or
Read it and find
I
out
just
why.
discovered that Marion Allen is dead and has been for some months now. He was murdered in New Orleans this past August. I suspect that he spoke to the wrong sort of people about the things he has seen, and they killed him. The newspaper mentions the sarcophagus, so they must have been after the gold. That is 3 of us gone now. I must do something. I've always begun ancient history classes at university, so I believe I will try to research the problem at the farmhouse in that manner. Perhaps I will uncover an ancient secret of how to rid our world of that beast in my own way. And there's a newspaper clipping here about a brutal murder at the docks. New Orleans, the body of Mr. Marion Allen, late of Arkham, Massachusetts, was discovered early this morning near the Gulf and Panama docks. A victim of foul play, the man was identified by local witnesses who said that Mr. Allen had been seen in the locale the evening before. Although robbery was the apparent motive, police reports that the victim had gruesome marks carved into his forehead and his tongue had been cut out. Mr. Allen had reportedly gone to the police earlier this week claiming that he was being followed and that he feared for his life. He said his shadowy pursuers were after an Egyptian artifact, which he no longer possesses. And there's also notes here. So this will be Is
At
this
least they
Looks
died.
like
Dead,
the dates
The
of death
dates,
of all
yeah.
the people.
so? Rupert's dead. So that's all of them dead now.
Mm-hmm. You know what
Yeah.
that means?
Cecil was the last to go.
Yeah.
So
So
what year is it now?
the year's
1922.
1922.
And the month?
So just quickly, sorry, Guy and Paul, you'll both lose 2 sanity points, but gain 2 occult points. Everyone
Oh.
else, you'll lose
Cool.
1 sanity point and gain 1 occult point upon reading the diary.
I don't put my cult.
Going to a cult. Okay, cool.
Yeah, where's occult points?
Is it a cult or is it? Oh yeah.
Cult,
It's
yeah.
an investigative skill.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What?
It's on
One of
here.
your skills.
Oh, so just add 2 to that. Okay.
27. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Oh, right. See what you mean. Occult. Occult.
Good cult.
So I have 5. I'm now on to 6. Awesome.
Who's gonna read out the deed? Someone else's turn now.
Yeah, I'll have a
I
blank.
can if you want. You've already read it a couple of times. I can if you want.
Yeah, go on then.
Title deed. Title number 1375-6 Washington Farm. Approximate area 304 hectares, I'm guessing.
Hectares, yeah.
Registered map street number 0135065. This is to certify that Rupert Merriweather is now the registered as the absolute proprietor of the land comprised in the above mentioned title. Subject to the entries in the registry relating to the land and to such of the overriding interests set out in Section 30 of the Registered Land Act as may for the long. Oh my God! Registered Land Act as may for the time being subsist and affect the land. Given under my hand and seal of Arkham District Land Registry, this 21st day of Jan 1877.
Looks like the ghouls are getting into the system already.
Didn't take long.
Yes.
Has he frozen again?
Possibly by the looks of it. Either that or he's very, very good at staying still. Oh, he's back. Welcome back,
Yep.
George.
Okay.
So,
Bug in the Matrix.
I'll say a lot about Call of Cthulhu is about deducing things for yourself and figuring out your next moves of your own accord. So I'm going to leave you at this point again to discuss what you just learned and where you'd like to go from here.
Got a pen or pencil over there? Just want to write down the date.
So to recap, then, in March 77, Robert and 5 of his friends obtained a sarcophagus that contained amber, which they believed contained the spirit of a djinn, some sort of creature, which they used this De Vermis Mysterious book. They conducted a summoning ceremony. One person was driven mad. One person was killed during the summoning. Since then, they all went their separate ways, but everyone who was at the ceremony is now dead. And they believed that once everybody was dead, the creature would be released.
I guess the first thing we should do is see if we can find any mention as what the cause of death was for Crawford Harris and Cecile Jones. See if there's any mention as how they died.
They're not mentioned in the diaries,
I
are they?
suspect that this is just a series of coincidences. I mean, people die all the time, don't they?
Yeah,
After all?
I mean, this is a dangerous world, you know?
If you refer to the March 20th, 1877 entry, I believe it does mention that 2 of them never left the house. Or at least one of them didn't. 2 of them were pretty much driven insane as well. It's the part
That's
where
one of
the
Alan's,
sheriff
isn't it?
accepts the explanation of a carriage accident. We planned it well. Robert's neck was broken in the fall, we told him. Harold struck his head on a rock when the horse's leg broke and the carriage rolled. So that's how they've explained away 2 of the...
And
one of the deaths, at least.
right, so yeah, we got Robert's death, Harold's death. Alan was murdered in New Orleans, apparently. So that just leaves Crawford and Cecile.
Is there any way I can look through records to find out their death certificates? Because that would probably tell them.
You could
how
try
it
the
happened.
library, yeah.
Yeah.
You got that library card? Oh, right. Sorry,
Oh,
wrong
no,
game.
wrong game. Completely. Yeah. This late at night, though, you're not going to find that the library is open, unfortunately.
Something else.
Uh,
If we say that what they're saying is true, how do we get rid of it?
Why would you suspect that what this person says is true? Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I haven't, but there does seem to be a lot of coincidences.
Have I frozen? Oh, no, I'm back.
No, you're back
you're
again, yeah.
And
Coincidences.
I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in evidence, and this appears to be something that might be something.
I mean, all we got here is 6 guys that died over a 40-year period. I mean, what's the story here? I guess Rupert asked us to look into it, so we can do it, but I don't expect to find any creepy crawlies or spooks or anything.
The thing I'm not worried about, but when they found Alan's body, he had weird carvings in him.
You think they were Egyptian carvings?
Possibly.
Was this to the diary entry, though?
No, it was the brutal murder at the
Oh,
docks.
yeah, brutal murder at the docks.
Oh, yeah, gruesome marks carved into his forehead and his tongue
removed.
cut out.
But then it could just be some weird cult.
For we know, he could have been doing all sorts of things on the side. I've seen criminal gangs in London myself to do similar things to people who cross them.
Who was it that was given the box after that night? Was it Marion? I can't remember.
I think it was Rupert, wasn't
it? Which entry was that?
So Rupert was obviously the last person to be in possession
Yeah.
of it in order to be able to give it to you.
Yeah, so what do you think we should go from now?
Nothing's open at this time of night. I would suggest that we can't really do anything at the moment anyway.
Well, if good old Charlie Rudd looks away, I could probably get us in there if we want to go tonight.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, or I could check the precinct, flash my badge. I'm sure the police will let me have a look at the records.
Not villainy.
I have a reputation to protect. I'll have you know.
That died 30 years ago, mate.
Oh!
Slam.
Burn!
I have to protect my list of literary accomplishments.
Yeah, you do that.
It's not a very big list to protect, really, is it?
So how many books have you written in the last few years?
What did I say? 70.
What, the last few years?
Yeah, quite incredible number of books.
Yes, I'm like a Barbara Cartman.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere a hotel or anything nearby?
Yeah, you already have hotel rooms rented for the evening.
Okay, I'm going to head off to the hotel. Sorry.
Like say, if we want to put this issue to bed, I suggest we go down to the precinct. There's a police station in Arkham, I presume.
Oh, there is, yeah.
I'll speak to the desk sergeant, see if he's got records of Harris and Jones, and see when and how they died.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
The precinct will be open. You could go there tonight before the hotel if you liked.
I'm going to take the sarcophagus back with me to the hotel so I can examine it a bit more on my own.
Yeah, no problem. I hand over.
Okay.
And is there any other markings in the box at all?
There's unknown markings in the box, inside the box.
Right.
Yeah, they differ from the ones outside. The ones outside have been identified as Egyptian. The ones inside are not.
Right. I'll give them the entire box and all the contents.
George. George?
Hello.
George,
Hello.
George, does your uncle?
George and Eva, what will you be doing for the evening?
Well, I'm not very popular with the police. So I think I'm just gonna.
At this point, Chuck produces a photo and holds it up against next to your head. It's like,
You put more scum back on the streets than the Department of Sanitation. You ain't coming back in my
I
place.
undo their good work.
Oh dear. What would you like to do from here then?
I might just go back to the hotel and kind of get my thoughts together.
Yeah, no problem.
How late is it?
It's looking at around 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the evening at this point. It is, yeah, getting fairly late.
Okay. Who fancies a little nightly visit of the property?
The property is some miles outside of town.
Okay.
It's not. You wouldn't get there in a single evening.
Right. Okay.
It's roughly, if you could get hold of a car of any kind or a horse and carriage of any kind, you're looking at about a 4-hour trip.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not then.
It's just outside of town called Ross's Corners.
All right. Sorry if you can hear fireworks. For some reason, people think
that's
it's the time for fireworks.
So, Chuck, we'll start with you. You wanted to go to the precinct, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go to the police station and have a chat with the guy on duty there, see if he's got anything.
You wander in and you sort of wave your badge around and mention that you're from the FBI.
Hey, pal.
The rest of it. They take some details from you, but they don't have access to those records at the moment. They're gonna might be around a 24-hour wait before they can dig up any information for you. I'm sorry, but look where we are.
All right, pal. Thanks for your help.
Practically the only guy working here. Yeah, whatever.
My United States of whatever.
In here thinking they can tell us what to do with our local places. Yeah, damn them. But no, he promises.
Okay, pal, you keep fighting the good
them.
fight here. Yeah, a real prestigious job here, desk sergeant in some hick town. Yeah, see you later. Son of a bitch.
Who's going to the hotel?
I am.
I was.
George, what are you doing?
I'll be going to the hotel as well.
Yeah, are you Micahs or something? I'm guessing so. Brent, what will you be doing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, as the farm's so far away, can't really go to that. I guess we could call it a night and get an early start.
So the four of you head back off to the hotel. Ernest, you're going to be doing some digging around, trying to figure out what this box is all about.
Yeah, making
right?
a sketch of those engravings on the inside and that type of thing, seeing if I can recall in my reading what these Egyptian hieroglyphs actually mean.
Could you make 2 rolls? I'm going to need archaeology or history, your choice, that one.
History.
We'll do that for a start.
Okay. 70, so that's just a pass.
Just a pass. I mean, just a pass. So, I mean, you do recognise that they are Egyptian.
I already knew that.
Yeah. But you would need to spend probably a couple of days with books to really figure out exactly what I mean. It could be everything from a warding spell to stop the spirit escaping to a recipe for a nice carrot cake on the outside of the box.
Okay, I'll just make a sketch of the carvings on the inside then.
Yeah, no problem. The ones on the inside, could you make an occult roll for me, please?
Yeah. Fail.
You don't recognise that anything.
I don't believe in the occult, so didn't think I would.
No. Chuck rejoins you at the hotel for the evening.
How'd it go, Chuck?
No joy with these assholes. 24 hours till we get the news.
Okay.
Is there a bar in here or what?
There is a bar. Yeah, you can go make merry if you like.
Go for it.
Yeah, okay, guys.
Yeah, you head down to the
we'll,
bar.
We'll hit the bar. Round of scotch. I'm going to ask the barman whether he knows about Crawford Harris or Cecil Jones, whether he's heard of either of them.
I'm sorry, I see a lot of faces every day, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Get you another?
No problem. Yeah, fill her up. Scotch.
Pulls up a bottle of scotch, pours. Oh, it's Prohibition era. We've just been writing. It's Prohibition era.
Ah,
yes, of course. So not scotch. No, there wouldn't be a bar. A glass of water then, or some milk.
What if it's one of them underground bars?
In a hotel.
It's not in a hotel. In a hotel, it's not. No.
It's worth a try.
Yeah, you'll have to do your hard drinking in private, I'm afraid. Anything else you'd like to be doing this evening?
Damn it, whoever said that.
Speakeasy.
Speakeasy, yeah. Or
Potato
potato
wine.
wine. That's an interesting choice, yeah. You brew something up in the toilet in your hotel
Yeah,
room.
I'll make some moonshine in the bar.
So anything else you'd like to be doing this evening?
What else can we do, I guess?
I'm already in my room combing my mustache.
Yeah. Do you want to call it a night, though? You can just go to bed. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any point you want to
Yeah,
just
go on.
skip forward some time, because there can be some waiting times and sort of research times involved. So any point you want to skip forward some time, just let me know and we can accelerate.
Well, in the morning, I
Sure.
was gonna head off to the library and get some
Yeah.
Egyptian books, and see if I can cross-reference and match up these hieroglyphs and
Yeah.
things.
Okay. So the sun rises
I was
the
going
next
to
morning.
do the same thing, but search for book.
Yeah.
Whatever it
No
was
problem.
called.
The Miskatonic Library
The
opens
Vermin.
at 10 a.m.
Yep.
The reference room is only open in the afternoons, though. The kind of place where you need to go. You'll need to request the books. They'll need to be arranged for you. It's the whole, white glove and turning the pages with a ladle treatment.
The first thing I'll do when I get to the library is go to the romantic fiction section and see if they are carrying any of my books.
And they are, yes. The pages
Okay.
do not look very well worn at all.
Oh, they must have had to order in some new copies.
I'm sure that's what it is. I'm positive that that's exactly what it is. They were just so worn out they got fresh ones.
That's
The
fine.
stamp on this one is 7 years old.
That's fine. Can I? So it's all the reference documents this afternoon.
Yes.
I can't see if they've got a copy of this.
You can dig
book.
through that. You can dig through like the general history section to see if you can find anything.
Okay, can I
More
look in the
generic.
general history section of this farmhouse? See if I can find anything history-wise, when it was built, who it was built by, blah 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 blah, all that
Yes,
nonsense.
public records. Yeah, that's not going to turn up much more. I mean, you have a copy of the deed.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you would find here at the library as well. Is just a.
Do they
backup
have
copy of that.
newspapers here?
They do, yeah.
Can I have a look at the newspaper archives for the find out whether the so what dates do we want? So I want to look at the original article that was printed in the diary, that August 14th, 1887.
Yep.
Anything else, chaps?
Death records.
Yeah, obituaries
gonna have a
from
look at
January
them.
1910 and March 1919.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I would if we're looking at public records, would death certificates and things like that be on record?
Oh, you can certainly try. I mean, record keeping isn't amazing, but there's always a
I
chance.
just
you
want to
might
see
find
if
something.
there was an autopsy conducted on.
That would be more of a police report type thing than the public
Yeah, well, the
record.
police are useless.
It would be on. It would be on the.
Go on.
It would be on the death certificate though, if there's been an autopsy. Surely.
I don't know
No.
if it'd be on the death certificate.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Okay. No, I'll just look at the newspaper clippings then from that date and the dates around all of their deaths that are listed here.
Ulrich suggests, why don't you just get your phone out and Google it?
I would do.
Oh, of course.
Can you imagine?
I think Ask Jeeves is more appropriate.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
Yeah. So I'll just look at the records.
So, who else is digging through library records at this point?
I am.
You are as well. Anyone else want to be, or do you want to be
Yeah, I
doing
am.
other things? George, yep.
Yeah, I've got law, so yeah, I'll take a look. I'll be looking for any
Yep.
police reports, anything of any sort of nefarious activity around these dates of death here.
Yep. What about you, Brent? What would you like to do?
Take pictures of books.
Could do. I don't really know.
Would you like a photograph of me next to my books?
No.
You might be worth some money in the future.
Mm, no.
Oh. Okay.
If anyone's going to make a good photograph, I think it'd be the photographer. Yeah.
Damn right. I guess I'll just help.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to take a selfie?
Many times.
You haven't tried to take a dick pic, have you?
Oh,
I can't get the camera far away enough.
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
it hasn't got enough of a zoom.
Oh.
Could I ask everyone to make a... What's the name of the roll again? It's a library use check for me, please.
Library use.
Yeah, sure.
0, 0 is 0,
Ooh.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, I passed. I got a 3.
I can't
that's
even. Where the hell is library? Oh, there.
69.
Well, that's a convenient number. Yeah, I got 69 as well.
64.
I'm 69ing Ben.
Ah, you was close.
Oh,
I got a normal pass, 27.
A normal pass.
Out of 45. So yeah.
Eva, what level was your pass? That was an extreme pass, wasn't it?
That was an extreme, yeah.
Extreme pass, yeah. You all gather around a table, taking up a table for most of the day and leading into the early afternoon. In fact, you don't find anything, any new news regarding Marion Allen. You do track down the newspaper from where the cutting came, so there is no more to the article than what is written in front of you. It's Eva that manages to come up trumps, though, as she stumbles forwards with a rather heavy book in her hand, which she plonks down onto the table in front of you, startles you all slightly, and starts to leaf through the book, where she finds a sketch of the box that you found. The book contains both a drawing and a short description of the small box. It notes that little is known about the box, although scholars believe it would have been in the possession of the little-known Nopru Ka, a would-be usurper of the Egyptian throne who lived during the 3rd dynasty of ancient Egypt. The box was believed to have been given to the Nopru Ka by the gods, and was said to contain a jinn that could be called upon to enact some form of service. The book states that the golden box was owned by the Parkinby Andersons, a British noble family, but was stolen in 1871 and has not been seen since.
This belongs in a museum.
it was stolen
How old are you?
1871.
1871.
6 years prior.
Yeah. Marion obtained it in what, 1877? Okay.
Now it's the afternoon. Can I have a look at those Egyptian books and see if I can translate the carvings on the outside?
Yeah, but can you make an occult roll, but this time with a bonus?
Occult.
So, occult roll, this time with a bonus. So you're going to roll 2 of the percentiles and use the lowest result.
Right. That's not going to do anything. No, and no.
No. Unfortunately, the mysteries of the occult are just too much for you.
Okay. Okay.
You also uncover that the library catalogue does show a copy of a book called the De Vermis Mysteris. It's held by the University of Arkham, but it is kept on lock and key away in a restricted section of the library. You do speak to the librarian about it, but unfortunately the librarian assures you that with that you are not going to be getting access to that book. And Chuck's green screen has done. Oh, I thought the green screen had done funny things. I thought he disappeared.
Why is it under lock and key? Can I ask them why it's under lock and key?
Getting more and more Harry Potterist as it goes on.
She doesn't know that they're scholars. They just like to protect their fancy books, I suppose.
I have you know I'm a scholarly type myself. Are you sure there's nothing I can do to persuade you? Can I try a bribe? Can I try shifting over?
You can try if you like, yeah.
I don't know, it's 1920,
There'll be a fast talk.
Oh, fast talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Fast talk. Yeah. 28 pass.
28 pass. I'm not Dr. Armitage. I'm not the one that can give you permission for that.
Dr. Armitage, and where can we find Dr. Armitage?
The university, I'd imagine, is a professor there.
A professor of what? Do you know?
I'm just a librarian, dear.
Apparently. Okay, then let's go to the university and speak to this Dr. Armitage.
Oh, I recognise the name.
Armitage Shanks, they make
Why-
toilets.
No, I mean, you're a British professor, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, and you've
So-
only just been
Yes.
getting used to sort of American professors. It's not a name that you recall, unfortunately. You've not read any of his texts. or
Oh,
anything like
George might know though. He's Are you from America, aren't you, George?
George just asked that.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you was asking me.
Is the book kept under lock and key here or at the university?
that. At
did
the
you say?
university.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go there.
I mean, I could probably always try and get us in. I've got myself in other places before.
Perhaps we should just try talking to this.
Shall we see if
gentleman
I
first.
can get in first?
Well, yeah.
I mean, it is the more boring option, but it's the option that's less likely to get us in trouble with Charlie here.
Yeah, let's take the legal route, huh?
It's all right. I can get you off.
Of course it'd be legal. Charlie's with us. Just flash his fancy badge and we'll be fine.
Before we leave the library, can I have a look at this the registry map and take a copy of the map of the property, the farm?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll
it's
take a
only
map of it.
It's only a single building.
That's fine. Just the original maps.
Yeah.
I would like.
I can take a picture of it if you like.
Can you get it developed in this short space of time?
I can get it developed in under an hour.
Really? Where?
In my hotel room, I have all the chemicals and everything I
You
need.
have what you put all the chemicals to your hotel room.
I'm a traveling photographer, of course I do.
Okay.
No, it gets saved to the cloud.
Do they have copies, or do we need a photo?
You can you'll have to grab a photo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please, then, young man. If you
Yeah.
can take a photo.
I take my Nikon 3600 or whatever it is,
Whips out his Samsung Galaxy S9.
and
No.
I'll take a quick photo.
YOLO, just chilling with my dogs in the library. Yo.
Yeah, everyone,
Yeah.
get in.
You grab a photo of the farmhouse, and I will. Yeah, I'll quickly try and grab a copy of that for you at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's not really much to see. There's two buildings. It lists two buildings, one being a barn and one being the farmhouse itself. And it's in the middle of a small sort of copse, a group of trees that have been cleared out, and sort of built into the middle of that.
And is it the attic or basement? It was an attic, wasn't it?
Attic, wasn't it?
I think it was an attic.
It was kept in the attic, yeah.
Yeah. Is the attic? Is the attic room on that map?
No, this is just a sort of land registry boundary borders.
Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. I'm happy to go to the university now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll.
On your way out the door, Chuck, you are stopped by a young boy. Charlie Rudd?
Yeah, that's me, pal. What's
For
going
you.
on?
And he slaps an envelope into your chest. You can open envelope 3. Just Chuck at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, guys. Okay, we got some police reports. Looks like autopsy for Alan. Okay, I'm going to read this out then. So we've got it's an autopsy conducted by a Dr. Wilbur Lawrence for Marion Allen. Said he was killed by a single powerful blade thrust to the bottom of the rib cage, cutting upward so as to separate the ribs from the breastbone. Hands were then used to pry the rib cage apart. The tongue was cut
Shit.
out, likely while the victim was dying. There was a symbol of unknown origin carved into the skin of his forehead. The cuts were deep enough so that the symbol was etched into the skull. The victim's liver and heart were missing. Both organs were removed with a sharp blade, although the procedure was crude. Police corroborate that no evidence of the missing organs was found at the scene. Abrasions and bruises to the wrists and legs indicate the victim was tied and beaten before death. Looks like Marion.
Pissed off
Is
the
it-
wrong people.
Is there any
Yeah.
like sketches or anything of the symbol that was carved in his?
It just says it's of unknown origin.
Okay.
There
Carved into
should
its
have been
skin.
2 other.
Yeah, no,
police, but
I've got a couple of police reports as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I was on my assigned route. So this is a statement for a police officer, August 1877, a patrol officer. I was on my assigned route to the docks and warehouse quarter, nearing the Gulf and Panama docks at 5:47 a.m. when I saw signs of a person lying among some shipping crates. I first thought it was a sleeping vagrant. As I moved closer to rouse the subject, I saw bloodstains. On closer inspection, the victim was dead, lying on his back, arms splayed. His chest was opened up with the full contents visible, ribs opened. I'm just going to flick through it. It looks as if most of it corroborates what's in the autopsy. There were some dock workers gathered around. One was going through the victim's pockets. I stopped him, had the men move away from the body. I inspected the man to make sure nothing was taken. At this time, it was light enough to see details more clearly. I saw the mark on the victim's forehead. It was a symbol, unknown origin, carved into his skin with a sharp penknife or similar weapon. I found a tarpaulin nearby, which I draped across the victim. Okay, then this is the report of the detective who was investigating the homicide. So this is a next day. I was assigned to the case, who immediately went to the scene to gather information. Officer Coleman, that was the patrol officer who found the body, was present, keeping the dock workers back from the scene. He informed me that while he was getting assistance, one of the workers had started to rifle through the victim's pockets. He said that he searched the man, but appeared that no items were stolen. I found the victim's wallet, which ID'd him as Marion Allen of Arkham, Mass. No money was found. The victim's head and characters carved into it. Bone was visible. The mouth was open. I could see no sign of his tongue. Medical examiner. Some footprints around the body on all sides facing the opening in the pile of crates. There was some blood dried on the body and ground, but not enough to fit with the wounds. I surmised that the killing happened elsewhere and the body was placed at the docks afterwards. So it looks like our Vic was tied up, beaten. His rib cage was cut open, pulled apart. His tongue was ripped out, probably while he was still alive. And somebody carved something into his skull at another location. Then they moved the body to the docks and dumped it there. And then potentially somebody at the docks went through his pockets, may have taken something, but the police don't seem to think so. And that's where the police left the case.
Ernest,
I'm guessing they were looking for the.
Ernest, you're Egyptian.
Well, yeah, I mean, this
organs
police
are-
report is 40 years old, so
mummification.
Say again, George.
Ernest, you're a Egyptian historian. What organs are removed in mummification?
We don't have an Egyptian historian.
Oh, you claim to be a better one.
You
than
know
he
more
was.
about it than I do.
Oh, it was a much better one. It's common knowledge that organs, it's all the vital organs are removed prior to mummification. I went to Egypt in my youth, you know.
Oh, here we go again.
Those tanned beauties.
And which pharaoh was alive then?
Ooh.
Ooh, you cheeky! I always.
it's the
Like
liver and
I've
heart
always
that
said,
were
it's
taken
always
out.
a problem bringing women on these excursions.
Wow. It's getting hot in here. Oh dear.
Yeah, so long story short, they took his tongue, his
Are we
liver,
allowed
his
to
heart,
open 3?
carved some shit on his head.
At this point, everyone can open envelope 3 if you want to catch up on all the details. But Baldrick says, "Shots fired." Indeed.
And like a bit of 1920s misogyny, isn't it?
To be fair, I'm used to it in 2020, so
Okay. Are we going to carry on walking to the university? The University of the Miskatonic, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Miskatonic University.
Straight out of H.P. Lovecraft. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because we're playing Call of Cthulhu. I'm just
Yes.
yes. No, you head towards the university, Miskatonic University, and request to see Dr. Henry Armitage. You wait maybe 30 or so minutes for him to be free from a lecture before he makes some time for you. And the door opens. This elderly man, very well dressed. Well, come in, I guess.
Oh, greetings. I'm Ernest Williamson, renowned romantic fiction author from England. You may have heard of me.
Afraid not. Who are your friends?
This is. Hold on, I've got my list. We have George here, Eva, Brent, and I've got Charlie. Charlie Rudd.
Wonderful. Look,
And,
my time is quite valuable.
We do appreciate that.
What can I do for you?
Why are we here? We are here looking for
A book.
I move forward. And
Yes.
The Vermis
we-
Mysterious.
There's a book
And
held in
he's-
the library that's under lock and key, and apparently you are the chap to speak to in order to get access to it.
As soon as Chuck mentions the Vermis Mysterious, he just is absolutely not.
Why?
And he leans forward on his desk and he develops a much more serious. That book is dangerous. There's a reason we keep it hidden away.
How can a book be dangerous?
You wouldn't understand.
Scared of some paper cuts?
I'm scared of what the words on the book could unleash.
All right, dude. You know what's dangerous? My fist. Now, hand it over, or you'll be spending the night yourself obstructing a federal agent.
And
Come on, pal.
I'll have your badge. You'll be in prison with me for beating someone up in their own workplace of work for absolutely no reason.
I didn't say I'd beat you
Mrs.
up,
Smith,
pal. I
could
said
you come
I'd
in
have
here,
you
please?
taken
And
away.
he calls in his secretary. Mrs. Smith, could you come in here, please? Calls in his secretary and says she stands by him. Just wait here. Sorry, you were going to do what again, federal officer?
I said, hand over the book, or I'll do you for obstruction.
Obstructing what?
An investigation. A murder case dating back 40 years.
That's 40 years ago. I am not releasing the university property to a bunch of people I've never met. I don't care how fancy your badge might be. That book is dangerous. There is a reason we keep it locked in the basement.
So it's not in the library then?
Part of the library is in the basement.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Are we done?
Looks like it.
As you stand to leave, who's carrying the box?
I was.
You was carrying the box. As you stand to leave, you stand up and you sort of jacket opens slightly, and Henry changes. Sorry, mind if I see that? And he points at the box inside your jacket.
No, it's far too dangerous for you to look at. If the book's too dangerous for us to look at, this is too dangerous for you to look at. Now, perhaps a little exchange. You could look at this, we can look at that little book of yours.
So dangerous that you're carrying it around on your inside pocket.
So dangerous that you've locked it away and never looked at it yourself in all these years.
So I'm assured then that a man of your caliber has already translated those Western Egyptian hieroglyphs on the outside of the box.
Yes, of course.
Tell me then, what did they say?
No.
Bunch of idiots. Miss Smith, would you please get security in here and have these people escorted from the property?
You don't want to have a look at this box then?
A good day to you all. And he gets up to leave.
I'm going to pass out the scrap of paper with the sketches of the engravings, carvings that I made of the inside. Just hand it to him. Well, at least you could do us a favour and tell me what these mean.
Looks at the piece of paper. Yeah. That's, any first year grad would know what these are. Hands them back. You can open envelope 4.
Me?
All of you.
All of us.
Ernest will describe to you. Henry will describe to you what the hieroglyphs mean.
Okay.
But I would warn you, what you're playing with, it's not of this world. There are dangerous things that lurk in the shadows, in the corner of our eyes. Stop what you're doing.
Don't believe in such fairy tales, man. Oh, everyone from the colonies is so damn bloody superstitious about things.
So, if I've got the envelopes right,
Yeah. Seeker of
we should be
Wisdom.
looking at a translation of the
Yeah,
screen.
so the first one is Seeker of Wisdom. The second one is Servant or Son of, is that Yugi? Yugur? Yuag Stefan? Next one is Deliverer of the People, Slaves of the Water. Next one, Bearer of the Spirits of
Naloth
Narloth
Hotep.
Yep. Then Child of Thoth and Seeker of Wisdom. And this is the carvings on the inside.
This is the carving on the outside of the box.
Outside. Oh,
Yeah.
I asked him to do for the ones on the inside.
He
Did he
takes a
ignore
brief
that
look,
one?
but it's just
Okay.
mumbo jumbo. Nothing.
Where
Okay.
are we currently? Are we in the library or are we just
Oh, you're in his office.
office? Okay.
Has he got a phone?
No.
Office, or is there one in the museum? Can I ask his secretary?
Were the phones in 1920? I never thought to look this up, to be honest.
There were, yeah.
Yes.
I
So
imagine
there
there'd
would
be
be,
some
there would
sort
be,
of, you know,
yeah.
hello?
The sort of central desk for the university would have a phone.
Okay, basically, my intention is to get the phone. I'm going to ring New Orleans Police Department. I'll go through whatever operator I need to.
Yeah.
See if there's any crime scene photos for the murder of Marion Allen.
Yep.
See if I can to see if there's any photos of that crime scene on record anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's. There's no database to search here. Someone has to manually dig through boxes, but you know, they take your badge number down, and they promise to process your request and get any information to you as soon as they possibly can.
In about 3
Okay.
weeks' time.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thanks.
I guess we leave.
I don't know. We still
Yeah.
need that book.
It's in the basement. Shh. Okay. So what now then, chaps and ladies?
Well, I've got a photo to develop.
Okay.
Don't know about you guys.
What I'll do is I'll quickly send you a photograph of what the photograph would roughly develop.
Right.
To the group chat.
So I take it we leave the office, yeah?
If you like.
Okay. Where you guys want to go? I mean, we've tried the legal way. Just saying.
I will have no business with criminal activity.
I can go myself.
That's what I was going to suggest, young man. You're a brave soul. Well done.
Easy peasy. I'll be in and out.
Just used to be like my days in the war, you know. I was in special forces.
Yeah,
Oh,
I bet you were.
Yeah. Yeah. Stationed all over the place I was.
I'm sure you were.
Yes.
So
I'll go back to the hotel, sit at the bar, have a few shandies.
You'll have a few glasses of water, milk, coffee, anything else but that, I'm afraid.
I will head over to where the library is.
In the university?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to accompany me?
I'm going to. We're still in the. Yeah, I'm gonna head to the library as well. I'm gonna search for something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a little look round, but as I'm looking around, I'm gonna try and look specifically for the basement access.
Okay. Would you make...
Probably not.
What's that going to come under? A spot hidden roll for me, please.
Ooh. Sort of good at this. Let's have a look. Come on. That is a 47.
So that
Doesn't help, does
failed.
it?
Oh, sorry, no, I
failed.
needed a 45.
No, you don't see any other than the door that you came in. There are no other exits in
Damn
this
it.
room.
I'm
Well.
gonna hit the Egyptian history section, knowing what we know about the origin of the box and that time period in Egyptian history, and sort of try and cross-reference that with the method of death, the removal of the liver, heart, and tongue, as George suggested. Is it some sort of ritualistic?
Make a library use roll for me.
That is a hit on the button. 45
button,
out of 45 on the
Yeah.
nose.
Bear with me just 1 second. See if there's any more information I can give you that you haven't already had. So you don't find any kind of mentions about anything of ritualistic killings or symbols being carved in any way, or nothing that's particularly linked to this box in particular.
Okay.
You do turn up a book about the fabled civilization of Mu, a reproduction of sea-eroded carvings purported to be Muvian in origin, closely resembling those found inside the lid of the golden box. But the book itself offers nothing in the way of a translation, and the glyphs to you currently still remain indecipherable.
We need that goddamn book. I'm going to take a little wander around the outside of the university.
Yeah.
See if I can see any sort of windows right near to the ground that would signify where a basement would be.
Stuff. You do find a few small ones, but they're very narrow gaps, maybe only 6 inches high at most,
Shit.
2 or 3 feet wide. But there's also solid bars through them as well. You'd need some decent cutting
Can I
equipment.
try
You'd be here for some time.
help guide him in?
Through a 6-inch gap.
What are you going to do? Push me?
No, as it. As in, like, with
Supplies what you
the
can do with
knowledge of
6
the
inches.
university, try and help guide him round.
Yeah, you can follow around. Yeah, but again, you're seeing the same kind of thing. You can see that there is a basement underneath the university, but you're not finding any sign of an access from the outside, at least.
Damn it.
I'm going to have a look around the library,
Yep.
do a bit of research on this translation, see if any of the names come up with anything.
Yeah, again, nothing that you haven't already learned. They're linked to the ancient Mu civilization, spelled Mu. But again, you're not finding anything new at this point.
Okay.
God damn it. How do we... Is there any students around or anything?
There's plenty of students around, yeah.
I'm just going to walk up to one.
Okay.
And ask, hey, do you know how to get into the basement?
No, sorry.
I'll make it worth your while.
Doesn't matter if you do. I still don't know where it is.
Mm.
With the students, they don't let us in that part. It's all sealed off. It's full of expensive books, I imagine, or I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks. I'll walk away.
Can I get in?
Sorry?
Or would I be able to? Would I even, from the inside, would I know how to get there? To even ask if I can have access.
So you're looking to essentially figure out where the basement access would be by looking at the outside of the building.
No, as in by going in, because Professor.
I mean, yeah, you could try.
By going in and asking if I can go through.
Yeah, you could do, yeah. And you want to approach the help desk?
Yeah.
The reception desk, yeah. There's a young lady sat behind. She's got glasses on. Can I help?
Hello, yes. I'm Professor George. I'm here for a short period of time. I need to get into the basement, and I am unaware as to how.
No problem. Have you made an
Is there a
appointment?
map or something?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'll give you instructions on how to get there. Do you have an appointment made?
Well, I got far with this, didn't
Sorry,
I?
dear. Got far with what?
Not
Sorry.
as of yet. How would I go about making one?
You need to give us at least 3 days' notice. I mean, I'm happy to make an appointment for you now if you like.
Right.
Do you have your identification?
Right, please. I hand over the ID that I have on me.
Yeah, you take 30. No, I'm sorry. I mean the identification that shows that you're a lecturer here.
Oh, right. Oh,
Giggle
You okay there, dear? You
yes,
seem a bit lost for
have.
words.
I would have one.
You're
I would
not.
have one on me. Yeah.
You're not
So
a
I
lecturer.
hand
No, you're
over.
not a lecturer at this university. You wouldn't have one.
No,
You'd have general identification
wouldn't have
identifying
one.
yourself. No, but
Okay. No. Okay then.
I'm afraid it's a very strict policy. I'm sorry. No
I'm not going to be
identification,
that.
no access. You are welcome to apply for a new copy of your identification. It'll take approximately 7 days. Would you like me to fetch the
Right.
form, sir?
Um.
You okay, sir? You're looking
Yes,
a little
please.
bit hot. Are you all right, sir? Can I get you a glass of water, sir?
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you.
No problem. And she goes back to sifting through some papers at the desk. Phone rings, picks it up. Hello, Miskatonic University. How can I help? And carries on her day.
I don't
Can
suppose
I-
I. Sorry, carry on.
I was going to say that I maybe go softly and try and persuade her, because she's not going to buy into any of this mumbo jumbo that the professor believes. So can I approach her and say,
Yeah.
hey, and I'm sweet as roses. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, sweetheart, how you doing? And I'll kind of chat her up, give her the bedroom eyes, and say, hey, how about you let me and my pal here get into the library? I'll tell you what, I'll be 15 minutes. You won't even know we were in there. And I'll take you out for dinner tonight, huh?
Make a fast talk roll for me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say persuade. Okay, this is.
Oh no, it would be persuading. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, thank God.
Trickery, deception, and misdirection. No, this would fall under the category of bamboozling, flirting, bamboozling. Yeah, we're going with fast talk, I'm afraid.
15. I needed 5, so that's a
15,
fail.
nearly 5. I'm very sorry, but the rules are very, very strict. You need university identification before re-entry, and even then it's a 3-day wait, I'm afraid.
It's your last, doll.
As lovely as your eyes are.
I started seeing people filling back into the hotel yet from their failed trips to
Sorry?
university. Because I'm obviously sat in the hotel. Have I seen people coming back from the university?
Yeah, one by one, they're just coming in all dejected.
Okay, I'll just like, I'll comb my mustache. Say, right, I'll show you how to do it, and I'll take a walk down there.
Yeah.
Going after walking
God.
outside and seeing, can I actually look through the windows at the ground level
You
into
can,
the
yeah.
basement? Using that, could I then try and work out where the entrance would be?
It's quite dark. You can see shapes of shelves covered in cobwebs and dust. You can see very faintly doors to other rooms, but for the most part there are no lights down there. It's just the natural daylight sort of seeping in. You can't see any indication of any kind of stairs or anything leading down.
Okay.
I'll walk up to the receptionist.
You're starting to get a lot of funny looks from the groundkeepers at this point. This is about the 3rd time that you completed a lap of the entire university.
Not me.
The
Just
starting.
come back once.
No,
right.
Brent. I mean,
Right,
yeah,
Brent.
Brent. You notice that the groundskeepers are now starting to talk amongst themselves, and one of them sort of, yeah, they're all very intently watching you.
You never seen anyone do some exercise before?
Sorry, they go back
Yeah, that's what I thought.
to raking leaves.
On my way back to it, can I find a piece of linen or fabric to wrap the sarcophagus in, please?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, find some serving,
I'll head to the reception desk. Say, excuse me, there's a bit of emergency. I'm on an errand to return this back down to the basement. I don't suppose you'll be able to take it for me. Have you got any gloves? There's some dangerous chemicals on it, and you wouldn't want to touch it. I've really got to get it back into a sealed box down in the basement. Otherwise, I'm afraid this could turn into a noxious, poisonous gas.
She leans back in a chair. Third one today. Security! She bellows out down the hallway.
Who was the first one?
We've had George attempt it. We've had Chuck attempt it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Now Ernest has come walking in afterwards. Immediately, she senses something is wrong, and two very burly men dressed in security uniforms and carrying batons approach you and roughly march you.
Well, there's no need for this, gentlemen. This is not how you're supposed to host people. Okay,
they toss you out.
Okay.
Maybe it needs a woman's touch.
Give it a go.
I'm
I think we might just have to wait till night and break in.
We still don't know where the entrance is, though. That's the point.
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
So I'll walk up to the reception desk, a bit panicked, but please, can you help me? Please, I've lost my purse. It was here somewhere. I don't know where I put it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Has anything been handed in?
Nothing. No. She sort of scattering. No, I'm sorry. No. Where did you lose it? Sorry.
I don't know. I've been a few places. What am I gonna do? I was in the library. That was in
with the candlestick.
I was in the fiction bit.
Okay.
And then
calm down, dear.
And then I got and then someone took me down to the basement, and then I got come back up and went to the. you don't. Where do you think it could be?
Get out!
Oh, nice try.
I tried.
Oh, shit.
Bulric in the chat, lol, busted.
In the walking around of the library and outside, do I see any sign of some sort of like fire alarm system or like?
No, nothing like that.
How do they like alert people that there's fires?
Sometimes
you say
sometimes a dead end is just a dead end.
Has anybody actually looked in the library to see if they've got plans for this university? If you're trying to find out where the basement is.
No.
And sometimes your players just don't listen to what the dungeon master says.
It's more fun,
Yeah, I mean,
though.
as far as
Mess
Chuck's
about with the
concerned,
receptionist.
like, I don't believe there's a demon or a djinn or a curse or any of this nonsense. We've been asked to go to the farm. Let's
This
just
seems
go.
like a lot of hassle to deal with some
I ain't going to be
senile
drawing no
gibberish.
pentagram on the floor, mumbling some nonsense words. Let's just do right by Rupert, get to the farm, check it out.
I'm going to go to the library first and see if I can get the plans for the university.
Okay.
Tip: don't ask the woman.
We'll get into this basement, damn it.
Make a library use roll for me, please.
No.
No.
Oh no, that was a 10 and an 8. I got it the wrong way around. 18, so that's definitely a yes.
Actually, you were escorted from the premises by security. You are not getting back on the property, I'm afraid.
But the only library is in the university.
Oh, the other library. Right, okay, yeah, no, you don't find any plans there.
Yeah, okay. Okay, there's no plans at the university there. For a public building, that's pretty odd, but okay. All right, then let's just go to the house. I give up on this book.
It's a combination of bad
DM
record
really
keeping
doesn't want us into
combined
this
with bad
damn
rolls.
basement.
It was a good roll.
I should add, I'm known as the keeper when it comes to Cthulhu. Quite like.
Yeah.
So, what time is it now?
Probably approaching 5 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. You've spent, most of the day
Trying to get into a basement.
trying to get into a basement that you're not getting access to, getting kicked out. Ernest, every time he tries to approach the front door, is just met by the two same guards who coyly tap their palms with a baton. Yeah, but would you like to go from here?
The way I see it, we can either leave now, looking at my wrist, pretend there's a watch.
It'll be a pocket watch.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right, I'll get my pocket watch out, flick it out.
If
We
we
can either leave now to get to the.
If we leave now, that means staying in that damn farmhouse.
So if you were to leave now, you would need a horse and carriage to do it. There is a bus that leaves at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Or we leave 10 a.m. in the morning.
I think that's a sensible choice, young man.
Or you could drive yourself if you have access to a car.
I don't have access to a car.
No.
I can drive. I don't have access to a
Can
car.
I edit my character sheet to say that I do?
So,
Oh, where'd these car keys come from?
what's this?
But if you drive, you've got to simulate how you start a car in the 1920s.
Oh, with the big, the crank and
Yeah.
the whole deal.
The
You can't
pedals
just
all a
turn
long
the
way
key.
round.
Oh, maybe not then.
Yeah, we'll sleep in the hotel for tonight and go first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you sleep well, pondering the events of the day before. Even the most skeptical among you at this point in time you sleep a little uneasily. The hair on the back of your neck is always standing up. This constant feeling that you're being watched by something. The night passes though uneventfully, and you rise the next morning, you enjoy a breakfast, you pack your bags, and you head to the local bus stop. Bus arrives 10 minutes late.
Typical bloody bus.
It'll be a 4-hour journey before you arrive in a town called Ross's Corners. Ross's Corners itself consists of a few tired buildings and home. The prosperity of the local farms has long been in decline. No more than 40 people live here at the moment. A church, a combination general store, post office and gas station, and a milk depot are at the community centre. Up to you.
I guess we try and find out where the farm is.
Yeah, should we go to the general store?
Because that is hilarious.
Please tell me who has one of them blue lights that he sticks on the roof and hangs out the window screaming, wee, 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 wee. Or do you?
So, what would you like to do?
we'll straight to the farmhouse, I think.
Yeah.
Does anybody know which direction it is from?
Yeah, I was going to say we
Nope.
don't know where it is. Can we swing by general store and just ask in there?
Was
where
there
Washington Farm is?
was there no kind of indication of where it was from that?
The title deed just has it doesn't have an address. It just has the name of the property.
Yeah, but surely I would have taken the address when I took a photo of the plans.
Yes, but we're in
Okay.
we're in a small kind of hamlet in the middle of absolutely nowhere with no kind of
Okie dokie.
directional signs. Definitely no Google Maps.
No sat nav?
No sat nav either, I'm afraid. No TomToms. No Siris.
How on earth are we going to cope?
You said there's people walking about though, didn't you?
There are people wandering around, yeah.
I'll just find the first person that I can come across. Excuse me, man or woman.
What?
I'm just wondering whether you can point me in the direction of this address, please.
Huh?
Point me in the direction of this address, please, sir.
Point at you.
I show him the address and say, "Where is this?"
Some ways out of town. It's only a short walk. 2 miles, maybe. He sort of waves off.
So that direction, then, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm tempted to go a different direction to what he said because I don't trust him.
Yeah.
At this point, I will give you a little tip. If at this point you want to take or buy any supplies, this is your opportunity.
Oh,
Talk.
Okay. Proton pack.
I will say that there
Plus
are
one crossbow.
yeah. Boots of speed,
Yeah, leather
Health
armor.
potions.
leather armor, plate mail. Yeah, I mean there is only a general store here. You are not going to be able to buy any kind of weaponry, save for maybe knives.
Don't think
But
a
anything
knife
else
is
that you
gonna
might
work.
want, things like rope. I don't know, anything that you might want to take with you.
Okay. The Ian said rope, so someone buy rope.
It's just a general
Yeah, I mean,
example. Yeah.
yeah, the contents mentioned for the ceremony, I would not that I'd buy into any of this nonsense, but I can see some of you more impressionable people might
Don't
want
give
Said
in to
they
them. You
use some
just
sort of
might
dust.
want to take chalk,
Talk.
rope, this kind of thing.
So chalk, yeah. Because I'm going to be making a note of everything that you want to take, and if you don't choose to take it and try to use it, whoops,
try lanterns.
Some sort, yeah, lantern, some sort of lantern.
More than one.
Lanterns, yep.
Uh,
The ability to fuel them, because that could be fun.
I'm presuming that I would be sensible to buy some oil for the lanterns.
Yep. I don't really know what else. We're
yeah, it
just
just
going to a
says,
farmhouse.
powder, black tapers, chalk. That's it,
Powder, black tapers.
and chalk.
So you don't find black tapers. The nearest thing is that you find some candles. Would they?
Yeah,
we
close
go.
enough. Close enough.
So some candles.
Um,
I'm easy.
yes,
Yeah,
you
we're
are.
burning daylight, guys. Come on.
It's quite easy when you don't believe in this sort of stuff.
So yeah, you arrived around 2 p.m.
Gonna say, from probably experience in in history, probably some form of sacrifice. However, we're going to a farm. I'm sure we can find something.
Why are you, George? Why are you talking about sacrifice?
Sacrifice. What the hell?
Rituals. We never know.
What rituals, young man? What are you into?
Medieval England was a weird place, my friend.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not going to make a
Depends as
joke
to what's
about your
your
age.
So we have chalk, rope, lanterns and fuel, and candles. Is there anything else that you want?
Camping equipment in case we can't get back.
Camping gear. Yep.
Food and drink.
Food and drink. Yep.
We got
don't really
rope,
know.
haven't we? I think that's it. There's no. I can't think of anything else we would need just to go and visit a farmhouse and come back.
Yeah.
No problem. We can set off if you like.
Yeah.
We can always come back, right?
Let's roll.
It's if you come back. You find your way to the farmhouse. It's not many roads around here to be following. Everything is pretty much a sort of single track, rough pathway. An ancient farmhouse sits on a road called Boone Road, just down an overgrown pathway. You pass by a dead tree, blackened as though from some kind of lightning strike in the years past. And this marks the turnoff to where the farmhouse is. The house itself is of 18th century saltbox design and has a high peaked roof. The windows are flanked by sagging shutters. The windows seem broken, and the ones that are still intact are filthy and resemble almost frosted glass due to the years of dirt and dust that's built up on them. It appears to be a single-story structure. Although with the apex roof, you imagine there is an attic above it. The roof itself is a little bowed in, but the shingles, for the most part, are still intact and looks watertight. The whole place, though, exudes this strange, unsettling atmosphere. There is no birdsong. There's just the sound of branches from the trees swaying in the breeze. It's as if the house has been waiting for you for years.
I'm going to take a couple of photos.
Yeah. And as you begin to snap some photos, we're going to take a short break if everyone doesn't mind. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break just so that we can do anything that we need to do in a few minutes, and we will return straight away. Please stay with us. Thank you very much for watching so far. Join us again for part 2. Will all 5 of them walk away or not? See you again soon.
Adios.
Sorry, Balric, sorry. Hello everyone and welcome back, and oh, we've got George and Ernest in the wrong place. Let me just see if I can fix that quickly. That should do it. There we go, yeah. We're still waiting for George to return. Don't know where he's gone.
These young bladders.
Yes, bless him. So yeah, just fill some time in just a little bit. Again, if you're enjoying what you're seeing at the moment, you could always pop down and drop us a little follow perhaps. We do this kind of thing every Tuesday. We do a D&D Eberron campaign, and our Ernest here is the Dungeon Master for that, and we also play Magic the Gathering as well on Thursdays. Oh, there, just in time. Perfect. Fantastic.
Hello.
Okay.
Except his camera isn't working on. Oh, no, there we go.
Yeah. So, you have just approached the farmhouse. The sound of the birds has stopped, and you're sitting in almost silence, save for the rustling of the leaves in the trees as the breeze passes through it. A barn and the farmhouse stand in front of you. One tree has a limb protruding from it. Two pieces of string dangle down. Appears to be the remnants of an old collapsed porch swing. There's also a small well off to the side of the building.
I'm going to grab a stone or twig or anything small and drop it down the well so you can count seconds until I hear if I hear anything.
There's maybe 3 seconds before there's just a dull thud.
Thud.
Okay.
No water.
No water.
It's a dry well.
So, as you approach the house now, though, looking around from the outside, you notice that the whole structure has been covered in sort of pentagrams and other unusual symbols. Some of the markings closely resembling what was on the inside of the box.
I bring out the sketching.
I'll be
phone
taking
and
photos of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, we seem to have a match on those carvings that I saw.
The ground around you, by the way, is extremely overgrown. There is signs of a small vegetable patch that once grew here. It's also surrounded by trees.
Can I look in the windows and everything? Can I?
Yeah, you can peer through the windows. Yeah, on the inside is it was well furnished in its time, but time is unfortunately taking its toll on everything inside. You can see a table and chairs that have collapsed in on themselves, a sofa that looks like it's rotted away, all kinds of blankets and detritus strewn across the floor.
Put away, cat.
There's a fireplace, there's a wood-burning stove.
Sorry.
Toss the
Bloody
kitty.
I can't see any reason why I wouldn't just go straight in the front door.
I was thinking the same thing. I'd knock. Now I'm going to give it a good firm
Knock.
Englishman's knock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Is there a
No
knock?
response.
Oh, surprise, surprise! It's empty.
Should we try the door? See if it opens.
Yeah.
got a key.
Yeah, I've got a key.
Well, see if it's unlocked.
The door is locked.
Yeah.
So you'd like to use the key to open.
Let's do this the old-fashioned way. Put the key in the lock.
So you insert the key into the lock and turn it. It takes a little bit of sort of jiggling around and wiggling. Eventually you hear a click, and the door just swings open. Cold air, much colder than the air that's around you outside right now, rushes forth. There's a stench of decay almost on the air.
Lovely. Was that you, Ernest?
Almost think that the wind as it howled through made a sound of sort
I
of
wouldn't have
moaning,
thought that.
almost like it was speaking to you in a way.
How dark is it inside?
It's probably 3 in the afternoon, so you've got there's a bit of natural sunlight for you to be able to make out what's in here. The room is thick with dust itself, and the dust is sort of in the air at this moment. It's been disturbed now by
I'll just say,
the current.
this so reminds me of Phasmophobia. Throw some UV glow sticks in the doorway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you bought the thermometer?
Any signs of the ceremony referred to in the letter? Is there blood? Are there pentagrams on the ground?
At this point, then you're stepping in, are you?
I'm
Before he
yeah,
does that,
well, why not?
as he walks
Okay.
in, I'm just gonna say in a strong, loud voice, "Hello."
Okay. Could everyone make listen checks for me, please?
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
what have I done?
Fail.
Oh.
So no, 20%. No, fail.
Listen.
I failed.
19. That's not a pass, but it's the next one down.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
George?
Yeah, miserable fail, 56.
56. Brent, you stop and sort of raise your finger in the air. You sort of shh to the rest of the room, and you look over to the sort of centre of the room. There's a set of stairs that lead downwards, and you sort of point to it. You sort of whisper to the rest of it, someone's in here, and you point to the stairs.
There's
you
no
guys-
one in. There's no one.
Did you
in
guys
here.
hear that?
There's no one in here.
You're hearing things, pal.
I'm not. I clearly heard something. There is someone in here, over there.
I think if you are this vulnerable in your faculties, maybe you should stay back for a bit.
Yeah.
Be my guest. Go ahead.
Okay.
Like you did in Egypt or China or wherever you've been, apparently.
Egypt.
Just Egypt. You sure one China as well?
No, I've never been to China.
Nah.
Just Egypt.
Is-
Can I grab a lantern off somebody if I don't have one already?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna shine it down the stairs.
I presume we bought one each, right?
Enough to have one each, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pitch black down there, so you're going to need the lantern to be able to see what you're doing. Could you make a spot hidden roll for me, please?
18 is a hard success.
Okay. As you're shining the lantern around in the dark, peering into all the corners that you can, you descend one step, and you descend another step, and then the light glistens in the back corner of in the basement, and this figure rushes towards you. I'm going to ask you to make a brawl attack, if you would,
Ah,
please.
shit. Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm going to ask, are you going to fight? So you're being rushed at right now. This crazy looking guy, long unkempt hair and a hat slightly skew if he's wearing a sort of red checked shirt and dungarees, rushing forwards with you. He's got a big stick in his hand.
I would attempt to pull my gun if I have time.
You attempt to pull your gun, so you're going to go for a fight back, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Try and swat him away. I'll draw the gun and just try and backhand it with him.
what we'll do is you'll make a brawl roll, I'll make a brawl roll. We'll see who succeeds the best.
No, fail my brawl roll.
Fail. We both failed. So you go for your gun, but it gets stuck in the holster. You look up just in time to see this stick, leg of a chair, comes swinging at your head. So duck your head down. The lantern smashes onto the floor and tumbles down into the basement. The guy is now running through the lounge. Ernest, he's coming past you.
Okay.
Too slow. He's already gone. Brent, he's coming past you right now.
I'm going to try and grab him. No, I'm going to
Okay.
call out to him. I'm going to say, oh shit, which name was it? Harold, is that you?
Harold turns to you and he looks a little bit confused and sort of turns back around the rest of the room. He's gone past you at this point. Eva, he's coming past you.
I'll attack.
Yep.
I rolled a 3, which is a extreme success.
So he looks around at Brent, who's just called out a name, and as he turns to then sprint towards the front door, Eva just swings a handbag up in his face, knocks him clean down onto the floor, and in his sort of dazed state, George at this point wanders over and just does his best to pin him down to the ground. He sits there writhing. Just let me go. I want to get out. I don't want to be anything. Let me out. Let me out.
Can I handcuff him?
Yeah.
Can I cuff him? Hands behind his back.
Yeah, he doesn't really resist at this point.
Okay.
He just sits there, put his hand behind the back. Just let me leave. Just let me leave. Just let me leave. Just let me leave.
What the hell are you doing here, pal? What's going on? Why'd you attack us?
Are you Robert?
The voices keep talking to me. Red Jake, they call me. They call me Jake. Red Jake because of my red shirt. Red Jake. Ooh, get out, Red Jake. Get out, Red Jake. No one wants me around. Get out, Red Jake. Get out, they say.
Who calls you that?
The people, the voices in my head, the voices, the ones that talk
Which
to me,
people?
the ones that
What
talk
the
to
hell?
What do
me,
they
start
say?
banging his head against the furniture. The voices, they broke it out of
Control
my
yourself.
head.
Control yourself.
The voices,
God damn it.
the voices. And he starts breaking down in tears at this point. His head's starting to slowly bleed and drip blood.
Ladies and
Can I
gentlemen,
do-
in the war I saw something similar to this. I believe we would call it shell shock.
I've been trained in psychology. Can I try and assess what's wrong with him?
Yeah, there is a roll for that. I believe it's a psychoanalysis roll.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Or psychoanalysis or psychology, your choice.
Either way, it's a fail.
No, I mean, you do manage to sort of stop him banging his head up against the wall by sort of moving him away from the furniture. But he's lost at this point. He just keeps screaming over again. The voices in my head. He keeps looking up above his head, looking down. Just please, the voices just make them stop. Red Jake doesn't want. I don't. Red Jake doesn't want this. Red Jake. They call me Red Jake. Red Jake.
Why do they call you Jake?
Red Jake wears a red shirt. Red shirt. Red Jake. Red Jake.
Oh my god!
Let's shut this guy up. For
Can
God's
I
sake.
get down on
Talking
his
about
level?
other things seems to be sort of distracting him from what he was.
Okay, hey, buddy. Whereabouts you come from? You from around these parts?
From
Hey, look at me, Jake. Look at me. Look at my eyes, Jake. How you doing, pal?
Look at me,
Talk
look at
to
me.
me,
Not rounding
talk to
eyes.
me.
Look at me.
Where'd you come from, Jake? Come on.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Somebody. Okay.
I'll grab some
get
rations out of my
food.
bag and
Yeah.
hand them over. Well,
It's got his
hand my
hands.
hand out.
He's got his hands cuffed behind his back, and he starts trying to sort of eat it like a dog from you.
Okay, buddy. If we let you go, you're going to stay calm? If I unhook you, if I undo your handcuffs, you chill?
He doesn't look you in the eye. He looks away, but he's sort of
handcuff him to the radiator or whatever there is.
Red Jake.
Do I think he's calmed down now?
He's a little more. Yeah, he's a little more placid. He's still quite edgy. He's still quite jumpy.
Right. Now, buddy, keep still. I'm going to uncuff you. We're going to go outside and have a conversation, okay?
So you release one of the cuffs, and he immediately reaches forward, Brent, wrenches the food from your hand, and starts pretty much just devouring it, wrappers and all. Just indiscriminately, just
wow.
Just
how long you been here, Jake?
This tinned ham that you've got, just rips it open and starts gouging it out with his fingers. He cuts his hands and stuff, but barely seems to notice as he just starts plowing this food down his throat. This goes on for maybe 2-3 minutes as he just incessantly devours this food.
Maybe we should hand him over to the authorities. I'm tired of dealing with madmen here.
But it does, having been fed, I mean, he's still talking to himself, he still keeps explaining his shirt and stuff like that. But Chuck, he's happy at this point if you want to take a walk.
Okay, how about we get out of here and we have a chat outside? Okay?
Go outside. Safe outside.
Okay, cool.
Red Jack, be safe outside. Red Jake.
Yeah, Red Jake, be cool. Okay,
yeah.
Robert. So I'm going to get outside and just say, so, what's your story, pal? What brought you here?
Red Jake has a long story. Red Jake's travelled lots.
Okay,
Red Jake doesn't have a home. Red Jake lives wherever. Red Jake was going to live here, but the monster wouldn't let Red Jake stay. The monster doesn't want Red Jake here, but Red Jake needs somewhere to sleep. Red Jake's fault. He just wants to sleep.
Okay, pal. Look, you're safe now. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll get you looked after. Okay, you take a seat out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't run. Stay where you are. Okay, and I'll come back inside and say,
not this, not with the body, not with the body.
You say there's a body here.
The body. He points to sort of the east side in the woods. The body. I don't know. Not with the body.
I'll come out and try and calm him down.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Red Jake his marching orders. Point him towards town, and say, look, you walk up this road about 2 miles. And just park yourself there, and we'll pick you up on the way back. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Red Jake. He wanders off, approaches the T-junction, and immediately heads in. Just stumbles off in a completely different direction to the directions you gave him.
Well, he's dead.
Okay. Okay. Looks like we got an active crime scene. So, Chen, you're.
Hang on.
Brent, you're a photographer. You got your kit with you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Crime scene here. Let's go
everywhere I go.
Look.
All right, I'll follow.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to head to where Red Jake
I'll accompany them as well.
Try and see what we can see.
Who's going looking, sorry?
I will.
Yep.
I'll
so
accompany
1, 2, 3. George and Eva, what will you be doing?
I'm going to take a look at some of the markings on the walls, see if there are any more inside as well.
On the outside, yeah. Okay, Eva?
I'll just investigate the room we're in, see
so you
what...
can stay with George, just sort of nosy around. You're staying in the room that you're on at the moment. You're not descending into the basement?
No.
I mean, again, it's absolutely filthy in here. It's thick with dust to the point where you can almost taste it on the air. There are, again, the same kind of markings and pentagrams carved on all 4 walls of the house. They're carved in using knives. They've been scrawled on with what looks like a wax crayons, chalk. It looks hurried. The same goes for the outside of the house as well. It's absolutely smothered in these runes. Whoever it was that was trying to contain what was here was doing everything in their power. This must have taken hours to have covered it in this many sort of sigils. And the rest of you that are digging around outside, you're sort of wandering around in the long grass, kicking as you go along.
Jurassic
Form
Park
blank.
is a bad idea.
All of you that are doing searching, could you all make spot hidden rolls for me?
It's failed.
I got a 25, which is just a normal pass.
I got a normal pass as well.
Lower than 25?
I got 15.
15. So it's Ernest. As you're sort of kicking and sweeping your foot around in the long grass, your foot stops against something, and about 5 feet of the long grass shakes as you kick. You sort of give it another little nudge, thinking it might be a fallen log or something like that, and you reach down and you part the long grass with your hands, and you're immediately greeted with this decayed face of a woman. You're going to lose 4 points of sanity as you reel back in horror and barely manage to contain your breakfast from this morning.
Okay. Charlie, old chap, I believe your body is here. You need to do your professional thing here and do what you guys do.
Okay, so yeah, I'll come over and examine the crime scene and see if I can figure out time of death, cause of death, all that good stuff. What do I need to do?
First aid or medicine, your choice.
It's going to have to be first aid.
First aid.
Can I assist him?
You can do, yeah.
Do I need to roll anything, or
no?
does he...
So what we'll do is we'll do it similar. We'll sort of rip off D&D a little bit here. He's going to roll a bonus die. He's going to roll at advantage.
Okay.
So you're going to roll a bonus die, and the lowest result will be the one we take.
Ooh, I got 9. Is my
9.
highest. So that
9.
is a. It wouldn't be a. It's a hard pass, I think, isn't
That's
it?
a hard.
Half of 9. It's not a fifth. So yeah, it's a
hard success. Yeah. There's not much left of this woman. It takes you a few minutes to clear the sort of long grass that has essentially grown between her ribs and stuff by now. But it doesn't take much to realise that her rib cage has been basically removed and torn apart. A closer inspection of the skull reveals a series of markings etched into the bone. Not much to go off with the markings, unfortunately. The skin that was there at this point has dried out and stretched and left no discernible patterns that you recognise.
How long
you
do
are
I think ago this happened? Decades? Weeks?
Hard to say, really. Years. It's measured in years at this point, I would imagine. You are, from what you've been reading of the previous murder of Marion Allen and comparing it to this one, you believe that it's the same kind of ritualistic killing.
Same deal.
Yeah,
Any ID?
Nothing occult. It's just a serial killer of some kind, as we suspected.
Yeah, some crazies out there.
Says Ernest as he
happens
mops
every
the
day.
vomit from his chin.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'll be taking photos and
documenting
doing
the whole
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this is an active crime scene, man. Those photos, those photos belong to me.
As you are.
Did you say there was no ID? Sorry.
There's no ID on this. No. It's, the only reason you know it's a woman is the sort of remains of the dress that she was wearing. For the most part, she is now just dried skin and bones.
I think this could be...
You also find
seal.
a raccoon nearby, maybe 10-15 yards away, that also seems to have suffered a similar fate, including ritualistic carvings into its skull.
Is this a much more fresher?
The raccoon is considerably fresher, yes.
All right, I'll take a really quick shot of the carving in its forehead.
Yep.
I'm going to open its mouth. Well, I'm going to try and pry it open. Is the tongue there?
Make a sanity check for me, please.
Oh, shit. It was great until I saw the other dice. That's a 95.
So yeah, you put your fingers into its mouth and you open it up, and you have to wrench a little bit, and you can feel its sharp teeth digging into your fingers, and there's a crack as its jaw just opens wide, and these maggots just pour out from its mouth.
Lovely.
You're going to lose 1 point of sanity.
All right.
So what are you doing there, chap?
Yeah, you were done over there, pet detective.
Once you
Checking
kind
for the
once you kind of regain your composure, you look inside and you can see that there has been a lot of blood has welled up in this raccoon's mouth, and there is no remnants of the tongue remaining.
Just like Marion. Exactly like Marion.
Yeah, we got ourselves a serial killer here. Plenty of stuff for your next book, huh?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't planning to write a crime novel, but write what you know, I suppose.
I mean,
That's
I get.
why I wrote romantic fiction. I was a bit of a romancer myself back in the day.
Of course you were.
My
Of course
day in
you
the
were.
war back in Egypt, if I could tell you something
I get the whole killing two people, but why would then a serial killer kill a raccoon?
Well, from what I read, many serial killers tend to start with animals, but perhaps this person just never finished with them and carried them on.
Mm.
Or he just could be a complete psycho.
It's possible.
There seems to be quite a lot of mental illness around this place.
George and Eva at this point, not willing to descend any further into the basement. You step outside to see what your compatriots are up to, and see them all huddled around, staring down into the long grass ahead of you.
Oh, to hell with it. Curiosity is going to get the better of me, and I'm going to go wander over and see what
Yeah.
they're looking at.
You're going to wander
And
over.
lose some sanity at the process.
Would you, Eva, are you wandering over as well?
I don't know. I'm not really in the right footwear for this.
No. You want to stay with the
No.
house?
Yeah.
Okay. George, would you make a sanity check for me, please?
Yep.
I mean, nobody told me I had to wear flats.
For the love of... 98.
98. So as you approach, you're sort of quite happy. Yeah, right, well, what's going on here? And you look down and you just see this desiccated head of a human that almost seems to be in a screaming pose looking up at you. You recoil in shock. You're going to lose another point of sanity. Eva, you see this off in the distance and you're sort of looking at... I'll leave you to it then.
Okay, I guess we got a one body here. We might have more in the town, in the house.
What do you want us to do with them here? Do we just leave them here?
Yeah.
There's nothing to cover them up with? I mean,
I still have the piece of linen that I used to cover up the sarcophagus.
It's barely big enough for the sarcophagus.
That's probably what cover the raccoon. We could give the raccoon a dignified send off.
I guess when we get back to town.
From where I am.
You want to see the raccoon from where you are.
Bulric says, "Oh dear, hope no one has lost a fifth. That would be funny. The rules state that if anyone loses 5 or more sanity points at any one time in one go, you will develop a temporary mania."
Oh
joy!
Yeah.
So that's 5 at once. Like
if you lose
in one...
5 at once, yes, you will develop some kind of mania that will last for several rounds, or maybe even the rest of your character's lifetime.
Okay.
Great. I forgot what I was going to say now. Shit.
You're looking rather smug about that, aren't
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think we got some wackos out here in the woods. I think we need to check out this farmhouse, see what's going on.
Maybe once we get back to town, we could check for missing persons. See if anyone's
like a good
missing.
idea.
If I was going to store bodies, that barn over there certainly looks like the place to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you speak from experience.
I've read many of my fellow authors' works on this. Generally, barns are a good place to put bodies.
Speaking from experience, back when in the war in Egypt.
Did I see the raccoon body as well? Ian?
Boo! I think that was. No dear. No, you didn't see the raccoon's body as well, George. But they probably would have filled you in on the details. I mean, Brent's wandering around taking lots of photos as well.
Doesn't it concern anyone else that the raccoon is more recent than the woman? Therefore, meaning that they probably came back.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's an active killer of some kind.
Could
That I
I-
have no doubt,
Yeah.
but I have no question in my mind that it is not of the occult in nature.
Would it be possible
And
to
will
do
come back again.
a first aid check when the raccoon died, if possible?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
I will attempt.
Can I assist again?
Eva, could you also make a listen check for me, please?
Hmm.
So you're a systemy guy, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck.
Chuck.
Oh, that's. Oh, I thought that was good. So 41, which is a pass.
A pass. The raccoon may be no more than a week at most.
Ah.
It's
Still here.
still shit. I mean, the flies are drawn to it. It's obviously been now full of maggots at this point. It's quite bloated, but it's not really decayed as of yet.
Maybe our new friend, Red Jake. It's possible.
Eva, what was your listen roll?
I failed.
You failed. No worries.
Who, you mean the guy that we just sent off down to the local village?
It's fine. He went the other way.
He chose not to go to the local village in the end, yeah.
All right, okay.
I don't suppose there's like some sort. I don't suppose there is history. When he said his name is Red Jake because he's got a red shirt, was it red as in color, or was it red because of blood?
Is there like a memory check that we can make?
Don't know. Is there?
Distance, maybe?
Is power is like willpower, isn't there? Intelligence. Intelligence idea.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
So where's that? Sorry.
Just on the top right of the character sheet.
Yeah. They make an
Intelligence.
intelligence check for me then.
Yep. One of me stronger stats. 47, which is a pass.
Yep. So from your memories of what you saw of Red Jake, his was wearing like a red check shirt that was still quite faded, quite old and full of holes. He was covered in all kinds of dirt and dried fluids, but none of them particularly struck you as being blood.
Right. Okay.
He does
It's
look
more-
like the sort of chap to have gone insane and murdered and mutilated animals and people.
It's possible. I mean, he came running at Charlie.
Indeed.
So you've got no recollection of having blood on his hands, blood on his clothes, or anything like that, though. You don't.
Right. Okay.
He was Red Jake because of his shirt. That's the best.
Right.
Just the bloody nose I gave him.
I
from
would
Yeah, when
still
you
heavily,
handbagged it, yeah.
I would still heavily suspect that he's probably our lead on this.
Well, we've lost him now.
Yes. You can just gather more evidence. So I'm going to start walking across to the barn.
Yeah.
And checking that, yeah.
The barn's roof has collapsed in quite a bit. You can see from above there's a lot of the roof is missing.
Yeah.
Sorry, what are you going to do, Chuck?
I'm just going to draw my gun as I follow him. That's
Yeah.
all. I'm going to have my
So,
gun out. Ready.
You approach the barn. The door is slightly ajar, and on the inside, it's riddled with debris where the roof has caved in. The floor has caved in above it. There seems to be remnants of like horse tack and farm tools scattered amongst the detritus.
Okay. I'll just have a rummage around for a bit, see if I can find anything in the rubble and the detritus. Yeah.
Anyone else wandering in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same. I'm going to take a look around.
Both make
Yeah, I'll join them.
dex. Anyone that's going in, could you all make dex rolls for me, please?
Well, maybe I don't want to now.
That is just about a pass.
77 fail.
Fail.
81 fail.
31,
Now
which
I
is
get
a
the
hard
high
pass.
So, Paul and Ernest, Ernest and George, sorry, as you're stumbling around through all these like broken pieces of wood, Ernest, you slip, and you reach out to grab something, and that something just happens to be George, who you grab by the scruff of the collar, and you both hit the floor pretty hard and land on like broken glass and pieces of old farming tools and stuff like that. You both can suffer 2 hit points of damage
Okay.
as you cut and sort of bruise yourself up a little bit. Chuck and Brent, what are you doing? Sorry.
I'll try and lend first aid as best I can. I'll try and
Yeah.
I'll help.
bandage up one of them. I'll bandage George.
I'll
What will
bandage
you
Ernest.
What will you be using as bandages? Sorry.
I have that piece of linen on me.
Yeah, I'll rip the sleeves off George's.
I've got that piece of linen on me.
I'll take the linen that Ernest has.
Yeah. Oh, you patch up the wounds just fine, but they're going to take a little while to heal. There's some pretty deep cuts going on. Pulling bits of glass, from your hands. George took a particularly nasty hoe
I don't know what
to his
happened
right butt
there,
cheek.
lads. It looked to me like George had misstepped and then went to grab me and took me down with him.
I seem to remember it the other way round.
Chuck and Eva, could
Your
you,
book won't tell
could you
that.
make a listen roll for me?
Who was that? Sorry.
Eva.
Ah.
I presume you're still near the farmhouse door.
Yep.
You are.
Ooh. I got a success.
A success. You begin to hear whispers. And as you're looking around, sort of try and pinpoint the direction of the sound, figure out where it's coming from, you realise that the sound is almost like it's sitting on your shoulders. Chuck and Brent, digging through the detritus, you don't find a lot other than broken pieces of wood and, like I say, farming machinery. But you do stumble across several more pieces of wildlife that have suffered a similar fate to the body and the raccoon that you found recently.
In what state of decay?
Varying states, anything from complete skeletons to one in particular, which looks like it was perhaps only killed last night. So, Eva, would you make a sanity check for me, please?
She thought you were safe over there.
So, last.
Yes.
Is that just going to be 20?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I got 20, so that's a success.
Success, yeah. You should shake your head a little bit. Stop for a moment. Just listen to the rustling of the trees, and the whispering sort of subsides.
It's just all in my head.
So, possible this was done last night.
I said that it's possible that they come back or could still be here.
Well, I'm
Becoming
guessing
a
it's
little
Red
more
Jake.
true.
I'm guessing it's Red Jake.
At this point, yeah.
Hey, I did say I was a rookie FBI agent, so I let the lead suspect go. Hey, come on.
Great.
Back to the farmhouse, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
take a look around.
Do you say we got lanterns? We got enough lanterns for all of us.
You bought, yeah. When you bought lanterns, I assume that you bought enough for what you need. I'm not going to.
Has the well still got the rope and bucket and everything attached?
No, it's fallen in long ago.
But we brought rope with us.
You brought some rope with you, yeah.
I just want to go across to the well and tie my lantern off to a bit of rope and lower it down the well to see if I can see if there's anything at the bottom of the well.
You sort of gently lower your lantern down 20, 30 feet maybe. Yeah, you can see very faintly just the sort of dim outline of the bucket perhaps down there.
No bodies.
Nothing else, no bodies, nothing like that.
Okay, fine. I'll bring it all back up and take the rope back with me, and I'll follow the rest of the gang in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you enter the farmhouse again. The dust has started to settle. There's a little bit at this point. It's not so in your face and blinding. What would you like to do from here?
I'm going to head into the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where Red Jake come from?
Red Jake, yes, he was down in the basement at the time.
Yeah. So lantern in one hand, gun in the other. I'm just going to walk down the basement stairs.
Yeah. Take one step, you take two, and the air is quite cold down here and also quite damp. There's not really a lot that you can see in this cellar. A few shelves that have caved in. Some remnants of sort of food storage, cans and boxes kicking around. Some tins of what appears to be like tea leaves. A few pots and pans. Sets of tableware. The kind of, the general. Almost like it was being used as a larder. There's also a short sort of say short. There's an 8-foot ladder as well, propped against one wall.
Yeah.
And behind that sits a wooden box. Yep, thank you very much, rollers. Thank you.
Anything unusual about the box?
Nothing particular. It's like a small trunk.
I'll just try and open it.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I'm going to take
And
a
it
look.
doesn't take much to open at all. You sort of move the ladder out of the way, crack the latch on it, and lift it up. And inside you see sort of appears to be folded robes. There's also a cigar box and a sheaf of yellow papers. As you lift the lid, on the underside of the lid are carvings and markings etched into the lid that appear to be very similar again to what was inside the small sarcophagus that you held.
So I'm going to shout out to the two intellectuals in the party then to get down here. Hey, Prof, get down here.
I'll go
What do you
down,
make of
yeah.
this? You two, Ernest.
I mean, obviously, because I've tried looking up these markings of the inside and everything like that.
You have, yes.
Can I put anything together now from these series of markings I've read? Any kind of connections?
Could you make an occult check for me, please?
Oh, not a fucking occult check. Let's do something I believe in. Science, man. Science.
Well, you don't believe in it. That's why it's
No.
so difficult.
88.
So, again, you can see some similarities between the symbols. Your best guess is that maybe they were written in different hands, but
They look to be different handwriting, Charlie.
They're almost meaningless to you. They're completely meaningless to you.
Ramblings of madmen, as I said.
So,
yeah, as I suspect.
there's also
what about the paper?
a sort of slim journal as well, bound together with a sort of piece of string.
I'll chuck that to George then. Hey,
yep.
Take a look at this, Prof. What do you think?
Oh, George is upstairs. Did you come down?
I was coming down.
Yeah, he went down as well. Leaving Brent and Eva upstairs. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Could you both make listen checks for me, please?
Certainly.
Just say no. Nothing good can come of it.
I heard absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Listen. Just 39.
Brent turns to Eva and says, "Did you say something?"
No,
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to light my lantern.
Yeah.
And just have a casual look round.
Okay.
While George is looking at the books, any bloodstains on the robes? I'm gonna open them up and have a look at them and see whether.
Yeah, there's no bloodstains on these robes. No, these.
Can I have a look inside the cigar box while he's trying these robes?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you open the cigar box. The box itself is a brand of cigars that dates to the early 1870s. When you open it, there's a small metal canister inside, probably about the size of a pill bottle. And there's also a small wooden box as well inside.
I'll look in both containers.
Yeah. So the small sort of pillbox style one contains a coarse brown powder, as the smaller box contains a quite like a talcum powder type. Sparkles a little bit more than that. Let's make what kind of science do you have available to you?
Bum. Actually, none.
None.
Literature. I'm a literature man.
No worries. It's beyond you what they are.
It's fine. Well, hold on. I could roll a 1. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a.
I could take it. No.
Go on then. Well, you could roll as 12. No idea what they are.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Did you say there were papers in the box as well?
There were papers, yeah.
Can I have a look at them, please?
You can do, yeah. You're doing this still in the basement under the lantern light.
Yeah, I've got the lantern. Yeah. I'll have to holster my gun and I'll have to shine the lantern light on the board.
So just you then, Chuck. You can open envelope 5 and 5A.
Ooh.
Dun.
But do not open 5B.
Okay. Shall I give a shout out to the guys upstairs? Say, we got some papers here, guys. Do you want to take a look at this?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll put
sure.
it down.
It looks like diary pages. 23rd of March, 77.
Everyone's going to come crowding down into the basement for this,
Just-
yeah?
Before I come down, I'm going to have one final look to see if I can see where the voice came from.
Can you make a listen check for me again, then, please?
Yes, I can with a 17.
Yeah.
That is a hard success.
You can't pinpoint the source. It just seems almost like wherever you look, you can just hear this faint whispering.
Can I discern any words at all?
No words, no nothing. Just noise, just whispered, quiet, hushed tones, almost seductive in nature.
Okay. I won't walk downstairs. I will take a little wander around.
Okay, no worries. So everyone except Brent can open envelope 5 and 5A.
Everybody now.
Yeah, everyone except Brent, who is not down in the basement at this time.
Okay. Looks like we got the diagram of this ceremony, the pentagram, some gobbledygook language, and a diary. I read the diary.
Yeah.
Can do, yeah.
So this is dated 23rd of March 77, which is, 5 days after the ill-fated ritual. I don't know why I'm putting this down on paper. It's probably a bad idea, but I feel the need to leave some kind of explanation for my actions and intent. When I took the sarcophagus from my uncle, I did not think it would be missed. I expected to be able to research it and return it later. I was such a fool. Despite believing in the powers we tried to summon, I grossly misunderstood the consequences. Now Robert is dead, and Harold, a madman. I'm going back to the farmhouse to organise our things. I dread stepping foot again in that place, but I must make sure that our materials will be available again when we need them. Since the others are too shaken to attempt a banishment of the creature, I can only hope that the thing hasn't the power to remain in our reality more than a few hours or days. At least it's bound to the house itself. I shall search for a means to destroy it before the last of us passes from this world and it's released from the house, if it is still there. I believe I know where I can find the knowledge. I need to drive the creature away without assistance from the others. I hear tales of mystics in New Orleans that know much of the true magics of the world. I'm leaving the gold box in Rupert's care. I told him not to sell it or have it appraised by anyone, but did not tell him why. He also seemed puzzled by my insistence not to live in Boston, but I believe he trusts my judgment not to go into dangers unwittingly. My uncle does not know about our dark brotherhood, so Rupert and the others will be safe from anyone looking for it. I'll be back to put things right again. Marion Allen. P.S. I write this before I close the lid on the trunk. The thing is still in the attic of the house. It seemed to recognize me and spoke foul curses at me. I will carve protective wards on the trunk to prevent any tampering with its contents, just in case.
Is that what these words are? That was in 5A.
5A seems to contain some. Yeah, it's in a language I don't understand. I don't know whether you guys can make head or tail.
As a player, I know that this is Latin, and I do know some of the words.
Okay,
For example, exercise.
I was actually about to say exactly the same thing.
For example, exercise is repeated.
So it's okay if you as players recognise it.
No. I've got it on my character sheet as Latin. I chose it.
Yeah.
I do have Latin as well.
Okay, Eggheads, you want to translate?
You want us to make a roll for it?
So anyone that's going to attempt to translate the Latin, Brent, you were still upstairs, weren't you?
Yes.
So it's everyone except Brent. If you want to translate the Latin, make a Latin check for me. If you don't have the Latin skill available, you cannot try to translate this.
I got a hard success, 27.
A hard success. You may open envelope 5B, Ernest.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
Where on earth? I've now lost my D10s. This is going well.
2 dice you need. 2 dice.
Yes, and I just...
2 dice, a headset that works. That's all we asked, Ben. That's all we asked.
I just turned my dice tray up and I've now dropped them somewhere and I've got no idea where because I'm an idiot. and have bits of paper everywhere that I've just taken out of, the envelopes. And nuts. Well, I've messed something up, haven't I? Well,
Just roll the same one twice. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
issue is I don't have one.
Do you want me to make the roll for you?
Please.
Yep. You get 94.
I have.
Let this be a lesson.
60.
Let this be a lesson. Don't lose your damn dice.
Well, they glow in the
You've
dark.
angered the
So,
dice gods.
Yeah.
I've always angered the dice gods. I've done something very heinous.
Ernest is the
but,
only
you know.
one that may look at the contents of the envelope 5B.
Yep.
Eva, did you have access to Latin? No. Oh dear.
I only knew the words I needed for my law course, and that
Yeah.
was it.
I'll just read the inscription
Yeah.
kind of in my own head and just say out loud to the group. It's just a load of naive, superstitious mumbo jumbo. It seems that these people here got themselves into some kind of cult of foolishness. And they should have been in church reading the good book.
There are 5 copies of this piece of paper, by the way.
Yeah.
So, worth bearing that in mind. The rest of the notes and the journals go on to describe a procedure for a ritual that takes approximately 2 hours to perform and must be started at midnight. It requests that one person speaks aloud the ritual phrases, while another one draws a pentagram on the floor, and another one burns a certain combination of chemicals in a nearby fire. Alan's notes mentions that the chemicals resemble a brown powder, which he says is prepared and stored these with the papers in a metal canister ready for use.
Okay.
While one person may perform the ritual chant, the notes recommend that several people take part, allowing each individual to occasionally interrupt their chanting without disturbing the overall ritual or its potency. If the chant is continuous, with at least one person reciting the repeated phrases aloud, the spirit must succumb. However, it warns that even the slightest disruption of the chanting may result in failure, requiring another ritual to be performed on a following night. The notes suggest that during the ritual, a watcher be posted, lest the sorcerers be disturbed by the nuisances and distractions of malevolent spirits. The sheets then go on to confirm that the 2-hour ritual using the chants provided, begun at midnight, will drive off the unwanted spirits.
It's a load of nonsense.
Because I'm weird, I'm now trying to
this,
figure out what it says as a player. Just by
must-
looking at that.
It's a
Living in
load
these
of
woods
nonsense.
must have driven these people crazy. I mean, I've never seen so much bullshit in my life.
I mean,
I think we're done here. I think we need to get the coroner, get this
I
body
think
away.
we should probably at least check the attic.
Okay.
I mean, there's a few of our members who are a bit susceptible to this kind of nonsense, and perhaps seeing that the attic is empty with their own eyes would allay their fears and allow us to move on from this nonsense.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yep. I'll drag and push everybody up to the attic. Look, we'll prove there's nothing to be frightened of here.
There is a hatch leading to the attic. It's not particularly well hidden, but it is going to require something to reach up there. Yes.
Yeah. So
something maybe 7 to 8 feet long, perhaps with
some
steps
sort of
on
wooden
it. Wooden climbing structure of apparatus.
God,
I don't know.
racking my brain.
Oh, what could it be?
Begins with L.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, shall I
Ladle.
take the
Get the ladle.
shall I take the ladder from the basement?
Yep.
And I'll probably take point on this, and I'll just I'll get my gun because there might still be crazies out there, and I will poke the latch of the attic open with my gun and with my lantern look into the attic.
Yep. Bear with me just one moment.
Give me a second, I'm going to go find my dice.
No worries. So as you prop the ladder up against near the hatch, lantern in one hand, gun, and holding the ladder at the other, you sort of send your way up slowly. You use your gun, you say, to poke at the hatch.
Yeah, I'm going to use my gun to poke the hatch upwards, and
Yeah.
then I shine the lantern in.
Like aliens.
As you look around the outside of the hatch, you notice
Coming out of
that
the walls, man.
the warding symbols that you've been seeing all over the place are etched into the frame surrounding the hatch. More care and attention has been paid to these ones. These have been done much more delicately, almost. You push the hatch, and it doesn't resist much. You just push the hatch gently up. Cold air blows down onto your face.
So yeah, I will gently lift my head up
Yeah.
above the ceiling.
You just
What do you
pull
see,
your
Charlie,
head-
old bean?
Pull your head slowly up, peer into the darkness. You hold the lantern. You can see the beams that form the roof, leading up towards the apex. There's a few crates and boxes scattered around. There's nothing particularly interesting. And you turn your head slowly, 90 degrees, and that's when you see something. Multiple mouths and tentacles and eyes just staring at you. You feel your body turn to ice, and you lock in place. You clinging onto the ladder. Your body is screaming at you to take your gun and aim it and point it at this thing, but there's nothing you can do as it rushes towards you. I'm going to ask you to make a dexterity check for me, please.
52, normal pass.
Normal pass. This creature just descends over the top of your head as you duck down to the hatch. Your face is pale at this point. Your breathing is heavy. The rest of you are all just staring at him, wondering what the hell just happened. You are still going to lose 2 points of sanity.
Okay.
The fuck was that?
Charlie,
His
What the
eyes are
What the-
wide open. He's got the lantern in his
Christ.
hand. It's shaking. He's holding a gun,
Jesus.
and he's at this point he's kind of waving the gun around the room, almost.
Whoa, Charlie, put the gun down.
What the goddamn?
Holster the gun.
What the hell? What the?
did you
Can I get hold of myself? Something?
Yeah,
Can I, recover
yeah.
my-
Can I walk up to him and slap him around the face?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Probably
You
not
sort
while
of
he's
give him
holding the gun.
You sort of wait for a moment when the gun's not pointed at you, and you walk over and you just sort of give him a quick, gentle pat around the face. So he sort of looks at you a little bit shocked. His eyes are still wide and his pupils dilated. No. I'm sorry.
There was, God, something up there, like something out of some kind of pulp horror novel.
Are you sure it
God,
wasn't
I've never seen
Chicken
anything
Delight?
like it. You go and take a look, pal. I'm not going back up there.
So you will
Jesus
be
Christ.
convinced at this point, Chuck, that what you saw was very, very real and was just trying to eat you.
I'm getting out of here. I gotta call this in. Jesus Christ! I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go downstairs and sort of just pace and try and collect my thoughts downstairs. And
No
try and
worries,
figure
yeah.
out what I saw.
Did we hear like anything come to like any movement in the as we were waiting around the hatch? Did we hear anything?
Not much really over the hustle and bustle of Chuck screaming and panicking as he gets down the ladder and the lid shutting. There was just a lot of noise, very briefly.
That came
and then
from him, or
it just came from there in general. Like I say, you couldn't tell if it was the hatch, his screaming, or what it was.
What a miss.
Oh God, George, you're back. I went up into the. I went into the attic and there was something I can't even describe up there. Just teeth and flesh. God, it nearly took my head off. God, what was that thing? God, okay. Come on, Chuck. Okay. So I'm gonna go back upstairs at this point. I'm gonna pull my revolver and I'm just gonna fire all 6 shots into the ceiling.
Straight into the ceiling.
Yeah, where I think it is.
Click, 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 click. Everyone else is looking around you in a
fuck are you doing?
fit
I'm
of
screaming
panic.
like,
They're
die,
ducking to the floor.
Die, you monster! Die!
Yeah, you just empty your gun into the ceiling, but
Did we hear any movement?
no signs of movement.
Hell was that thing? Look,
I will.
I say we bug out and call it even, man. Whatever that thing was, I don't want to know.
Sorry, just get rid of the cat. Not hearing anything up there. I will attempt to climb the ladder and have a look.
Yeah.
Is it an A-frame ladder or a lean-to ladder?
A lean-to ladder.
Okay.
So where did you say you see it? Sorry.
Oh God, upstairs, up there.
Yeah, but I mean,
dark.
which way?
I
So
went up, not
you-
ahead of me, but
Yeah.
to my side.
You sort of
All right.
looked up, you went up the hatch, looked in front
God,
of
it
him,
was
down,
just-
following down the apex of the roof, and as he turned left, that's when it
All right, I
came at you,
will
Chuck. That's
open the hatch and look that way
so you
straight away.
step up the ladder.
Christ, man, this is your funeral.
Make a sanity check for me.
Ooh, roger that. Ooh, that is a 5.
You step up the ladder with confidence, and just with one hand, just bat the hatch away. You poke your head up inside.
I do have a lantern as
You do.
well.
Looking around the room, you can see there's crates and boxes and stuff. And as you hold the lantern higher up, you can see the remnants of like a chalk circle and star drawn into the floor, and 2 stubs of small candles or tapers.
Right.
A small fireplace as well sits on the far side of the wall, but there's nothing living up here.
What do you
It's.
see, chap?
I see some remnants of us. Well, I don't really know what I'm seeing, but there's no creature, or real or not, up
See,
here.
Charlie boy, chick of the light, simple chick of the light.
That was no trick. That was something inhuman. You weren't there. You didn't see.
Well, it's not here now, and I will walk into the. I will go up, all the way up.
So you just get yourself straight into the attic.
As soon as I'm out of sight, I'm going to scream.
Could I ask the other 4 members of the party to make sanity checks, please?
I told you. God damn it! I told you.
26
God.
pass.
That is there such thing as an epic? Oh no, that's a pass. No, 6.
That's
no,
a pass,
6 is good.
So
6 is good. Yeah, God.
7.
54.
6 is a
Ah,
pass. Yeah.
pass. Everyone passed. That's fine. Yeah.
7.
You're a little startled by the scream, but otherwise.
I'll then
I'm
stick
here.
my head out and go, I'm just shitting with you.
You son of a bitch.
That's a good one. With a roll of 7, I'll probably find that funny.
But yeah, come up. There's nothing here.
Come on, Charlie, come back up. There's nothing here. I'll go up.
I am not setting foot up there. No way.
Eva,
Mm-hmm.
make a sanity check for me, please.
Oh,
55. That's still a pass.
It's a pass. Okay, thank you.
yeah, I will walk over to the. You say there's a pentagram on the floor.
There's a pentagram drawn into the floor. Yeah.
Oh,
If you
walk
have
up to
your
that.
handouts available, it's.
I don't.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, you don't have them yet? No, you haven't been
No.
given. At this point, you will have been given. Yeah, I will allow you to have a copy of 5 and 5A, but 5B, you will need to try and translate. That's the pentagram that's drawn into the floor.
Ooh.
And would you look at that? It just happens to be part of the stream background as well. It's weird, isn't it? That looks like a plan bit.
Oh yeah. Hadn't noticed that.
ooh. Hear the enthusiasm in my
But there's a
voice.
letter inside it as well as 2 envelopes.
Yes.
Yes.
So you'll have
Yeah.
2 envelopes, 5A and 5B. You may open 5A, but you may not open 5B yet.
Right.
You'll need to take a Latin languages check to try and.
I don't have that, so I won't.
Can I try again yet?
Hmm?
Can I try again yet?
No, once you failed, It's beyond you.
Ah,
I told you, young man, that you pointless staring at these things. It's just pointless mumbo jumbo.
what does it say?
Superstitious mumbo jumbo. The only text you should be reading are those in the Holy Bible. I have a copy in my bag. Would you like me to get it for you?
Probably also got
No,
5
not really.
copies of your own book.
Only the one copy. I struggle to get hold of copies. It's sold out so fast, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably
Well,
used
and
as
you can
toilet
just
paper.
be request to be sent it.
So, just quickly, who has the lowest sanity at this point?
I'm currently on 57.
56.
68.
I got 59.
44.
I've lost 2
Ooh.
sanity.
I've lost 1.
So,
What did
Guy
you
with
start on?
56. Okay.
70.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm both the professor and the sane one
Mm.
for
the
now.
time being.
Has everybody gone upstairs but me?
Oh yeah, I'm up. Yeah, you're the only one that's downstairs.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
no,
So
I'm not. I'm
okay.
not going up.
You're not going
I'm not just not going to stay
No.
on my
So
own.
Chuck and Eva are staying. So Eva's staying down.
Yeah, I want to go up, but
I'm going to
also
try to convince you not
terrified.
to. I'm going to say
Okay.
you don't want to see what's up there. Gal.
So Ernest, George, and Brent are all upstairs at this point. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Chuck, did you say you were going up or staying down?
No, I'm going to stay down as long as I'm not on my own. I'm
Yeah.
sort of
Okay, that's cool.
yeah. I'm going to stay with somebody.
Okay. What would you like to do from here?
Just have a look at the.
Yeah, I'm going to rummage around this attic, see what I can find.
The crates themselves don't contain. They contain just old clothes and faded drawings. General
Can I
kind
search
of
specifically for the one that has seals on it?
seals.
As meant. There was one. There was a thing mention, wasn't there, for that there was a chest with seals in the diary? Was it?
guess
Yes,
that's
it's
what
the
you
one that
guys
they
found.
opened. Yeah, the one that they
We
opened
found it.
downstairs
Ah,
in the basement. Yeah, where they found these papers.
oh right, that was. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why does he give warning about the sealed chest and put this warning in the sealed chest?
Don't know.
That seems slightly counterintuitive, but you know.
I'm guessing he wasn't thinking straight.
Eh.
Yeah. So what else was there? There was the pentagram, worn-out candles, a fireplace, and what else?
Several
there
crates
was-
containing kind of the usual kind of things that families would store in attics that they don't want lying
Right.
around anymore. So old clothes, like I say, faded drawings, old books, general kind of nursery rhyme books and fairy tale books. Nothing.
I'm going to
Nothing
head over to
untoward.
the fire.
Okay.
Just have a little prod around in there, see what I can see.
Yeah, there's just the remnants of some ash. Not much. A few bird droppings have managed to find their way down the chimney.
But by this point, I think I'm shaken, I'm scared, but I've kind of recovered. I'm still a lawman, and I've still got a job to do. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to Eva, okay, I think there's safety in numbers. I think we need to head upstairs and see what's
Yeah.
going on.
Okay. As long as I'm not down here by myself.
No, I'm the same.
No.
I want to be with a larger group of people. Gingerly climb the stairs very carefully, looking around.
There you go, Charlie boy. You could do it.
Jesus Christ, what was that? Is there by the fireplace? Is there like a poker or something? Something heavy?
There is, yeah,
and metallic.
there is, yeah.
I will pick that up, and because I fired all my bullets, so I'm unarmed. So I'm gonna just
Yeah.
have the poker in my hand.
Yeah, no
So
worries.
the one firearm amongst the party is now unloaded.
You're
and
not a
yeah,
very good lawman, are you? Really?
You didn't.
you're
You didn't see
carrying
that
one set
goddamn
of
thing.
bullets.
You
I
let the prime,
I wouldn't expect trouble, would I?
you let the prime suspect go and then shot all your bullets into the
This it's
It
my
was
first
loaded into
day.
the ceiling.
It does say in his backstory that he's new.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I aced
Still, I
the
would've thought
academy, but this is my first case.
Well, the academy would have told you to carry spare rounds.
It's a revolver.
Yeah.
So,
Carry spare.
what would we like to do from here?
So there's nothing in the fire, just burnt ash and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Cat, you can't play. Stop trying to roll the dice.
At this point, the presence of all six of you as well has basically eradicated what was left of the pentagram chalked into the floor.
Right.
Your footprints have just disturbed it. There's it's an incomplete circle at this point.
I'm guessing this is where they performed the ritual the first time.
Can we try and or can I try and repair it?
You could do, yeah, if you want. But again, with all these people walking around and exploring up here, could be a bit of a futile effort at the moment.
Okay, I'm with George on this thing. I mean, I don't know what the hell that thing was, but these guys seem to think they could control it with this power, this magic. So
You're not now a believer in this nonsense, are
for
you?
God's sake, you didn't see that, man.
Look, there's nothing.
If
Look,
you saw what I'd seen,
there's nothing here.
you don't know.
Is there like any windows up here or anything? Or
There's one small circular window, yeah, in one of the apexes,
Check
I'll
the
look at
fingerprints.
through which you can see that the sun is now beginning to set.
can I have a look outside?
Yeah, you can sort of peer up and you can just look out and you can see the tree, the sort of lightning struck tree on the entrance. You can see the tree where the sort of rope swing once held, and the string just waves slowly backwards and forwards. The wind's picking up a little bit at this point. The trees are starting to rustle quite a lot, and the grass is beginning to move.
What time would we think it? Actually,
You have a watch,
yeah, I'll take a pocket watch out and have a look.
You're looking at around, I would say, so you got here around 2. Let's say it's probably about 6 in the evening at this point.
Okay.
We should start thinking about heading back into town. I'm not staying here.
Yeah, I guess so. See if we can get a.
I'm
room
with you,
somewhere.
pal. I ain't staying here. We need to get the coroner down here to pick up that body. And
You can make your calls, and we can see if we can at some point pick up the prime suspect that you let go.
So, what would you like to do? Sorry.
I'm going to take a few photos of up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, then probably head back down.
So, you just heading downstairs together, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head back
I'm also going to
downstairs.
take a photo of the runes that are around the attic roof or attic doorway.
No worries.
I don't know what everyone else is doing.
I'll be following you. I'll be coming out.
yeah, whatever the group is doing, I'm going to stay with the majority. So yeah, down the stairs.
Yeah.
And it's getting dark, so I'm not going to want to sleep here, and I don't want to stay till midnight. So I'm going to start eyeing up the road.
Okay.
You'd like to leave?
If I can convince the group to leave. Again, I don't want to go anywhere on my own.
Anything else we can do now? We can try and come back tomorrow.
Yep.
Have another look around.
You pick up your belongings between you. You make yourself ready to go. George steps towards the door, and Chuck, you find yourself, I don't know, almost lost for a moment, like your thoughts are no longer your own. And before you know it, you've reached forward, you're screaming at George, no! And you pick up the poker and strike him around the back of the head. No dodge roll for you, I'm afraid, George. You're going to suffer 5 points of damage. The wood on the house begins to shake. The air around you itself seems to darken. The doors slam shut. The windows, what's left of the shutters, 5. The shutters on the windows slam, and this voice begins to slowly build. You find yourself.
At what point do you drop unconscious?
At 0.
Yeah, 0 HP.
Sound around you, the voice begins to build until it turns into this piercing shriek. Everyone's going to make a sanity check at this point.
Okay.
As you do so, you notice this thick red liquid begins to drip from the walls, from the ceiling, from the hatch in particular. It almost like it's raining above you.
83.
Oh,
83 is a
no.
I failed. as well.
I got 69 and failed.
Failed.
I needed a 68.
Everyone that fails is going to lose 4 sanity points.
Ooh. I got crit
At this
success.
point.
1.
So
Okay.
at this point, Chuck is standing guard by the door, staring just intently back into the room.
Chuck, what are you doing? Let us leave.
Not leave. Alive. His voice is coming out of him, but it's not Chuck speaking.
Chuck, move away from the door.
Stay. It's a combination of languages coming out of his mouth at this point in time.
Ernest, do you understand any of what he's saying?
Can I talk to him in Latin?
You can, yeah. You speak to him in Latin.
I'll just ask him to calm down.
You take one step towards him, and he turns almost robotically towards you, facing you intently, his eyes piercing a gaze through you. It's garbage. It's no idea what it means.
He's lost his marbles, chaps.
The house is beginning to shake and rattle around you.
We need
at
to get
this
the
point.
fuck out of here.
Earthquake. There's an earthquake. We need to. I'll start moving towards the table to get under the table.
Yeah. Does anyone want to explain to Paul how? How would an earthquake cause blood to be dripping down the walls at this point?
Have I seen the blood?
There is blood pouring out of the ceiling,
okay.
out of the walls at this point. It's seeping down.
Okay.
Chuck, you are aware that this is all going on, but you have absolutely you can hear your own voice inside your head screaming, trying to get out, screaming at your friends to run away, but no matter how hard you try, you cannot. You can't control your limbs, you can't control your mouth, you can't control your voice, nothing.
So
you are just.
I'm compelled to keep them in the house.
You are, yeah.
Although I want everybody to leave.
Your brain is wanting everyone to leave. Your body is doing everything it can to make sure they don't go anywhere.
Can I try and tackle him to the ground?
You can do, yeah. Make a brawl check against each other.
I will. I get in the state I'm in. I'd probably just fight back, would I? I wouldn't try and dodge or anything.
You would fight back, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll try to fight back. No, I failed.
I got a 26. I needed a 25. Damn it.
So yeah, no, nothing happens. You sort of give him a bit of a right-hander across the face. He is going to suffer however much damage you do with a bare fist attack.
Oh, 1d3 plus DB. Go away, cat. So that's D3. 1. I bitch slap him.
So yeah, you kite him around the face. His head snaps to the side and snaps back again, and he just lifts a hand and does this. And Brent, you go flying across the room at this point. You slam into the kitchen worktops and cupboards. You're also going to take 1 point of damage as you smack your head into a cupboard on the far side. A whirlwind of air now seems to be building up inside this house.
Can I try and fight the control? Can I try and regain control of myself?
You can
at least try and drop the poker just so I'm not dangerous.
Yeah, go for a sanity check.
This is just going to make things worse, isn't it? That's a 6. That's a pass.
6, that's a pass, yeah. You sort of screaming away inside your brain, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. And there's just a sort of brief moment of clarity. It's almost like you're staring into a tunnel and you can see the exit. And in that split second, you sort of mentally take that exit and bust through it. And you just drop to the floor onto your knees at that point. The poker scatters along the floor. You're looking at your hands a bit confused. Sort of patting yourself down, checking like this. The sort of weird goings on around you at this point have subsided. But the substance that was dripping down the walls at this point has sealed this house tight shut with you inside it.
Oh.
So just in between deep breaths, I'm just going to say, we need to finish what they started. And then I'm going to rush and give first aid to Ben to George because I remember hitting him. So
you remember it. Yeah.
Well, I'm on 1 hit point, so yes, that will.
Yeah. I'm going to.
The guilt for you is very much there.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm so sorry.
Eva, how's Eva feeling in all this? She's been very quiet. He was like, yeah, whatevs.
It's like a Monday.
She's like, oh, paranormal does exist. Fantastic. Job achieved. Let's go.
She has lost it that far. She doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit.
But as I say, the liquid that was descending from the ceiling has essentially now formed as almost like a thick layer of it's almost like magma that's hardened.
Even around the doorway.
It's sealed you in like a cocoon. It's warm to the touch.
Okay.
And when you sort of gently press at it, it seeps a sort of thick red, syrupy-like substance.
I'm gonna grab the nearest thing I can and try and break through a window.
Yeah, there are no windows. They've been covered over.
Well, okay, where a window was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and.
You just keep smacking. You keep smacking and smacking and smacking away. You're beginning to panic and almost make a sanity check for me.
Oh God! Here we go. 98.
98. For the rest of this game, I want you to act as though you're feeling claustrophobic.
Oh God! Okay.
George, where have you gone?
Oh.
Into the abyss.
Into the abyss. He's disappeared again.
He's gone. We've lost him.
So no. For the remainder of this adventure, I want you to act as though you are claustrophobic.
How do you do that?
So you fear being stuck inside enclosed spaces that you have no option of getting out from.
Right. Okay.
There's this constant feeling like the walls are getting closer and closer and closer to you.
Right. I will do my best.
Okay. Thank you.
Guys, we need to get out. We need to get out now.
And your suggestions?
You're the man of science. Think of something.
Okay. The windows closed, doors are sealed. Have we got an axe or anything we can like? What's the building made of?
Let's see. You brought chalk, rope, lanterns, and fuel. Candles, camping gear, food, and drink. No, you didn't request an axe. I'm afraid.
We could do a classic D&D and burn the fucker down.
Sounds like a plan.
With us inside.
With you inside?
Yeah, why not? Okay. If you want to do this blasted, stupid ritual, fine.
So,
fine, let's just go and do it.
What do these crazy fuckers unleash?
What does what, sorry?
What do these crazy fuckers unleash?
A djinn. They mentioned this in the very beginning. It was a djinn. It's a genie. This is no more scary than Aladdin,
Hi.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry, what would you like to do from here?
We best head back up to the attic then and perform this stupid ritual.
We can't.
Not till 12.
Till 12. We have to stay here till 12.
You've got to sit in this building now for another 6 hours.
We need to gather all the materials.
So, yeah.
Was there a door to the cellar? The basement?
There's no. It's dug into the rock underground.
There's no real internal doors at all?
No.
Well, that's just fucking...
Other than the hatch.
I say we get all the furniture up in one room and we make a blanket fort.
Your idea of being stuck in a house with no air was to build a fucking pillow fort.
You wanted a suggestion. So, what's your suggestion?
Everyone can see that Brent is constantly scratching at his arms at this point, and he's always kind of looking at the walls suspiciously.
Would you like something to take your mind off it?
Gladly, whatever you got.
Here, take this book.
Throw it at him.
It's very nice. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it, and always it's got a few naughty bits in too.
Has it now? Well, you can take your book and shove it.
I think that's probably in the book as well.
Yeah. I say we take a defensive position somewhere. We got a few hours to wait, have we?
What is
it, it was around 6, so yeah, you've got a good 6 hour wait.
6 hour wait.
We could try and prepare the pentagram.
You want to go upstairs and prepare the pentagram?
Does it have to be done upstairs?
Well, at least we can make a fire there and we can keep warm.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't need to be upstairs, does it? Just anywhere?
Just within the house, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the steps? Like, how do you do this thing?
So the documents that you received instructed you on how to perform the ritual. It begins by recreating the pentagram that was shown in the image, and burning 2 black tapers.
It does need a fire in the fireplace.
Yes,
the
and
diary
a fire in
says,
the
so
fireplace as
we
well.
will need to do it upstairs.
So, well, you do have a fireplace
Oh.
downstairs and upstairs as well.
Oh, okay.
There's well 2 fireplaces here.
We don't have any tapers though. We only have candles.
It was the nearest thing that you could find in the shop. I asked if you wanted
They're
them,
not
you said
black
yes.
though.
And paint them.
Okay.
With the chalk, rope, lanterns and fuel, candles, camping gear, food and drink that you bought.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we fucked up.
They didn't have any tapers though.
They didn't know.
Is there any tapers around? Like in the house?
I
There's
like it
just,
how how the cat's just sitting in front of your camera.
Yeah,
just the
ignoring
stubs from the previous ones before.
Okay.
We could melt them down and try and make one. I don't know.
Try and like scrape them off and like reform them into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
Guess-
a suggestion of on the stream chat of using the charcoal from the fire. It depends what if there was any special substance in these black things. If it's just black, then yeah, we could use candles we've got, mix it with charcoal, and we could make black candles ourselves.
If we turn the lights off, they'll be black.
That's a good point.
Could I do a science chemistry check to discern if black tapers are any different to candles, or would they make some sort of substitute?
See, tapers are something entirely differently to candles, really. They're not really the same. Let me just Google.
Yeah, I was.
What is a taper?
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Our tapers the thing that are made of plant material.
A
We've got
slender.
plants
Oh, it's a
outside.
slender
Oh.
candle. So yeah, I mean, if you could find a way to sort of melt the candles down, make them black, and reconstitute them as candles in 6 hours.
Yeah, well, that's like half hour.
In a
Half hour,
room.
bit of a repeater job.
In a room where everything has been encased in almost like a magma substance.
Yeah.
Welcome back, George, by the way.
Hello.
You'll be fine. Let's go upstairs then, and let's do what we need to do. So we've got to recreate the pentagram, burn the tapers.
Yep.
And then say this thing.
Set
And
a
then say
fire.
this thing.
Mark the symbols.
Set a fire.
Illuminated by the tapers. Flanking the amber. Everyone sits in a circle while there's a designated watcher who watches for spirits. Then
How
you
long do
throw
we
the
do this for?
Then you throw the powder in the fire.
Okay, I have a question.
And
Right?
do the Latin chant.
So if the watcher sees a spirit, what's the watcher supposed to do?
Say,
Hey,
oh,
look,
there's a spirit.
Hey,
I'd rather not know.
guys.
What's the
Sit in
chant? Like,
circle,
what do we say?
say chant. I
It's this-
shall recite the chant to the group.
Okay.
In fact, no, I've got a notepad. I'll write it down for them.
Okay, don't want to start it now.
In-
And does the chant need to be said in Latin, or can it be said in English?
Going back over what we have,
Let's do Latin. It'll be funny.
all the other
Yes,
things
we're gonna
it
go with-
says.
we're gonna go with
the
the Latin.
translations made by Marion from the book.
Okay.
Yes, she would have
Yeah,
translated it from one language to Latin.
Oh. Okay.
But the incantation has to be said in the original Latin, I presume.
Yes, it needs to be said in Latin.
And it's, yeah.
Okay. I shall read them the translation and help them with their pronunciation in
Okay.
Latin.
No problem.
Because apparently I know that. Apart from George, although from my experience, he says that he's an expert in these things. I think he's bluffing it.
Insight check.
Have you got a copy of your diploma about George?
We got it from Kellogg's.
So are we performing the ritual then? Is sort of what we're doing at this moment in time?
We are
Well,
waiting. We are
waiting.
trying to.
Yeah, I mean, should we just prepare as best we can? So we'll because we need to. It's quite an intricate design, isn't it? It's not just a pentagram. I presume we're going to draw the symbols as well.
Yeah. Who's going to
Yeah.
be responsible for drawing?
I guess that would be Dex based? I'm guessing.
My hands are still pretty shaky, so.
I mean, I'm fairly good
Oh,
with my hands, so I
yeah,
guess
but you're also claustrophobic.
it'll take my mind off it. Doing something will take my mind off being stuck in this godforsaken house.
Okay.
Oh, did Lester get a fifth?
So
Lester's developed claustrophobia for the rest of the session. Who's doing the drawing then?
Brent's doing the drawing.
Brent's off to do the drawing. Brent,
Do you
I'll
make
go
me
with
Dex?
him.
And don't be like art or
I'm
something.
going with him.
would you make an arts and crafts roll?
Oh,
please?
actually,
What?
that's 70.
Is that a thing?
Ah,
Yeah,
That
'cause
is
you've
art
got
and
crafts.
coffee in that.
awesome. I can do that.
And let me know the level of success that you get it at.
I'm with him. Can I not help him?
Sorry?
If I'm with him, can I help him?
No, Brent's going to do this alone.
Okay.
You're too busy preparing copies of the Latin as well and helping
Okay.
people pronounce it at the same time.
Okay.
It was only a 56, which is a normal success.
A normal success. Wonderful, thank you. Okay. What's next?
Can somebody come down the basement with me and we'll open up this chest and get the brown and white powders
I've
out?
already got that.
Oh, you've got them. Okay, cool.
I've already got that. Yeah, I'll hand you the brown and white powders.
Do we need any amber? Or is that just for the original?
I guess an amber to lock it back in.
You don't need the amber. No, it does. The explanation of the ritual does state that once the ritual is complete, and if completed successfully, the gin will be recontained within amber.
Should we put the sarcophagus in the middle as well of the pentagram? Is that what it came from originally?
There is no mention of putting the sarcophagus in the middle of the pentagram from the ritual. There's nothing to say you can't, but there is no mention of that.
I'll put it in the middle of the pentagram. I've been carrying it all this time. I'll put it in the middle of the pentagram.
Okay.
I'll place the candles in their positions.
Yep.
And I'm still teaching everybody how to pronounce Latin.
No worries.
What else did we have to do? I can't remember.
I think that's the part.
Yeah, we just need to light the fire. What are we going to light the fire with? We'll have to
we've got
burn
lanterns.
something.
We've got lanterns. We've got
Yeah,
lanterns.
you've got lanterns, you've got
We
camping
can
gear,
use the
stuff
oil,
and steels
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, you can.
Throw a lantern into a fire.
This kind of magma material has covered the walls and locked you in, but there is still furniture kicking around that you can break apart to build a fire with.
So yeah, I'll smash apart a chair or table or whatever, and just pile the
And
wood
build a
up,
fire.
and
Yeah.
then empty the lantern, pour the oil onto it, ready to light it.
Okay. And then I presume once we've done that, we're just gonna. Shall we aside what we're going to be doing now for when the moment comes when we can actually do it?
So we need a watcher and then 4 people to conduct the ceremony.
Yeah. It's not that you need a watcher, but one person. There needs to be a person chanting the Latin ritual for the entirety of the 2 hours. There can be no breaks in the 2 hours of this chanting.
Okay,
Right.
I can do that.
You like the sound of your own voice?
Well,
huh?
we need backup though, so I'll need backup. George, how's your? If it's Latin, I'm sorry, you're up as well, so he can take over if I have to stop. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to plan in advance how you're going to break the shifts up, or?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
George can go second.
Every 15 minutes to give the other one break.
Yeah, can do.
So Ernest, George, then who?
And then we need
a continuous chanting.
Yeah, for 2 hours.
I know how to say it now. Yeah, I'll go after George.
Okay. Next,
Okay.
and then Brent.
Then we need. But who's going to be watching during that time? I presume anyone who isn't chanting will be watching.
Yeah, whoever went off shift as a chanter becomes the watcher, I guess.
They might end up going off shift because of Sam's rolls. That's what I'm thinking though. So
That's true.
That's why there's other.
that's why, yeah. So it'll be anybody who isn't going insane or chanting will have to be watching. Okay.
I feel like if something happens to the person before you, the person you're about to take over, if something happens to them, oh no, hang on. Yeah, if you see that the person behind
Person that's
you,
due to yeah.
the person that's behind you, if something happens to them, you need to jump in straight away.
Yeah.
It took a long time to say that.
Yeah, I was trying to work out which way you had to. Yeah. Shut up.
So hang on, let me go.
So, like I say,
Goes
if it's
Paul,
me, then
me,
I
Lauren.
can't actually remember the order. Oh no, I'm last.
So it's Ernest, George, Chuck, Eva, Brent.
Okay.
Midnight is approaching.
So
So-
yeah.
So
If the
who's
person who's
first
due
three?
to take over from okay.
Oh, we need to
Who-
sit around and
so
sit around in a
it's-
circle as well.
Ernest, George, Chuck, Eva, Brent.
So if
Ernest
I
is up
see
first.
Eva fall unconscious or something, I will take over straight away, and then
Yeah.
whoever's
Yeah.
after me
Yeah.
will take. And then if something happens to me, yeah, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's all sit around a circle and sing Kumbaya.
Brent stares down at his pocket watch. The last few seconds of time before midnight tick slowly away.
5, 4, 3,
Happy New Year.
2, 1.
At the very stroke of midnight, Ernest, you lift up your sheet. And would you recite for me, please,
Oh God!
as
We
well
actually
as you
have to say it.
can, the Latin inscription
Fucking-
written on that sheet?
Ah, I can't wait.
I will be checking to make sure there are no mistakes.
Shall I turn Google Translate on? Yeah.
No.
O spiritus vos per lontenerium serpentium virtuum excessio per sentiem divanum inanimic tenebrosum per nomen veterum per vadicum truncum funtum originum alium nominum divonium omnium und vitum potemic swam. This is ridiculous. Trahuant.
Ooh.
Vos per nomen.
That'll do. Ernest continues his chanting for 15 straight minutes. You can see the look on his face. He's bored stiff. Nothing seems to be happening at this point in time, though. George. Oh, sorry, Chuck.
I was going to say the fireplace is lit, yeah?
The fireplace is lit, yes.
Fireplace lit, candles lit.
Yeah, okay.
Shit! When do we throw the stuff in?
Oh,
Shit!
with appropriate symbols. It
Right.
just says, well, yeah, I think, yeah, pretty much as soon as you start chanting, somebody
Okay,
needs
then.
to throw the powder in the fire.
Can we go back and just say that you were doing that as I was
So
doing
now you've just started throwing the powder in the fire, yeah?
it? Okay, yeah.
Okay.
No.
I was midway through that. it.
George, would you take up from the second paragraph and do the second and third paragraphs, please?
Have we thrown the stuff in the fire now?
You have now, yes.
No! Don't!
No,
Not
you
yet.
haven't.
What?
Not yet. Not
Should,
yet.
should we wait until we start reciting again from the top? So we'll do a cycle.
If you want to start reciting again, you're going to have to wait till midnight the following night. You'll have to
Okay.
break
Carry
this
on.
now
Just carry
and
on. But don't throw it in
Let's
yet.
do it.
Okay. George, you're up next. Would you do the second and third paragraphs for me, please?
Second and third paragraph.
Yes.
Oh dear God. Vos per nomen oh fucking hell.
Come on. Shit, maybe
Naya
we do have to.
otep exorciso septem of time fertem.
The walls are beginning to shake violently as George tries to stumble his way through the Latin at this point.
I'm failing this massively.
The floorboards are beginning to shake.
Curious maestas tam excelsa
Whispered voices in the background.
Mario. That's not helping in.
George.
Comes
George.
Sanis.
You
Oh
can
dear.
mute him. No, you can
That's
mute
the point. I can, can't I?
Chuck.
Right, muted himself. Even better.
Chuck.
Oh no, I did it. You
As-
can't mute yourself.
As he's
Oh,
chanting,
come on.
Ian, you're muted.
Oh, you.
as he's chanting, I'm going to throw the powder in the fire.
Yeah. Cheers for that. So you,
want me to keep going? Or?
no, you really hammed that up, I'm afraid, there, buddy. Chuck, you're up next. Would you do paragraphs 3 and 4 for me, please?
Vos per potenticium nomen azathothe exorcio omnipotentem scelesta punindum fe exorcio o daimon ominoque impero quocunque in partesis universi per omnium horum nominum virtutum audi et pare me.
Audi.
The walls are still shaking quite violently at this point, but they don't seem to have intensified much. That's the first 45 minutes done. Eva, you're up next. Would you do the first paragraph for me, please?
O spiritus vos per lunentium serpentium vertium auxessio per scientium diventium. I'm making up words now. in anincu te brosnum per nonum veternum per radicum truncum bontum.
If you just stop there, please. Eva's voice begins to trail off at this point. She stops and stares at the centre of the circle. The chanting has stopped at this point. Brent, you're up next.
As soon as I notice that, where she stops, originum allium nonium dinivorium ammonium undi vitam pronantinicu whatever seum treunt vos per nomen nothalopt exorcium septimum optimum venerentum seris vestus tam excelsa caloricum saridi ineas.
Nice. Eva at this point, though, is still, she's almost entranced and enthralled. She starts stepping in towards the middle of the pentagram.
I'm going to try and grab her and sort of shake her out of it as best I can. Because I've been tall for a bit. So.
Would you make a dexterity check for me, please, to try not to disturb the pentagram?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's 60 on the button, which is a pass.
60 on the button, yeah, so you managed to do it. You pull Eva to the side at this point. She's constantly fighting against you, though, trying to pull back towards the centre of the pentagram. Brent takes over and finishes the rest of the remaining hour. Ernest, you're up next. Would you do the last paragraph for me, please?
Yeah. For excessio or demon, omnique impero cucumbicu in part C universi per omnium horum nominum virtutum audi per me.
Not bad. George, we're on to you. This is the house at this point is still violently shaking around you. The noise of the clattering. You've got Eva sat in one corner, and Chuck is doing everything he can to try and stop her stretching forward to the circle. A smoke is beginning to billow up from the centre of the pentagram in front of you. The
power of Christ compels me.
George, would you read paragraphs 3 and 4, please?
3 and 4. Vos per
hear your name being whispered. It's calling you.
Azoth.
It wants you to stand up, George. Stand up,
Exorcio
George.
omnipotent.
Join us.
Gelster.
Enlightenment awaits you, George.
Edom. Ted. Exorcio. O demon omnique impero.
George! This voice echoes through your brain. George at this point stops and feels he sort of starts slowly standing up. He's got this look of euphoria on his face as he steps towards the centre of the circle, this smoke billowing around him, and his body begins to, the flesh just starts to strip and tear away from his body. He's laughing and smiling the whole time. Everyone else is going to make a sanity check for me at this point, please.
Am I dead by chance?
22.
That's a pass.
I failed.
49.
Fail. Eva. You're going to lose 5 points of sanity. Paul, you're also going to lose 5 points of sanity.
Mm-hmm.
At this point as well, you're going to find yourself unable to speak.
Who's that?
Ernest.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
The last thing you see of George as his flesh is stripped from his bones, and then you just see the bones standing there and turn to dust, and he disappears into nothing.
Chuck, go!
What the?
No, he's stopping me.
Oh,
Chuck
I
is
will
currently
carry on.
pinning
Go.
Eva back. Brent is the only one left that's capable of finishing the chant.
Shit.
Brent,
Alright,
I'm
so
going to
what-
ask you to do the entire chant beginning to end.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Jesus. Okay. O Spiritus Vos per Lotenium Septenium Verum Exessoro per
The house is
Centuri
shaking and rattling around you.
Inanicum
You feel the walls
Terrabusium
closing in
per
on your
Nonum
head. The
Veturium
pressure is
per
building in your head.
Racisum Teruncium Ventum Iridium Alium
Eva
Anonymum
fights clear of Chuck, and you can see it's got a
Deniverium
corner of her eye.
Anonium
So Eva's beginning to tear her eyes out of her sockets. Chuck is just
Underfiturum
sitting there staring on in horror.
Seum Terut Vosper Nomen Nothalop Exorcio Septimium
It's sat in the corner at this point. He's just gibbering and chattering to the walls, clawing away as though trying to find his way out.
Excelsior Clario Caum Sadira Ineas Vosper Patanimus Nomus Asalos Exorcio
Chuck, you find yourself, you're losing your mind at this point. You don't know what's going on. The wisp of smoke, you can see.
Exorcio O Demon Omnipotent Imperial.
Keep going. When you get to the end, I want you to start again.
Oh my god. Chuck,
you're staring into the distance. You think you can see deceased family members of yours. You feel this jubilation, this longing, this wanting to step forward. You release your grip on Eva as you step forwards into the smoke, and the flesh is stripped from your bones.
Oh god.
This clawing at the walls. Eva is there, she's tearing her eyes out, she's pulling the skin from her hands, wrenching the skin from her flesh.
I'm getting so badly wrong. Vosper, Nonum, and Nodothlop.
And then there's silence. Everything goes dark and everything goes quiet for a moment. Brent.
Yep.
You become aware of the feeling of wet grass on your face.
Wet grass, okay.
You lift your head. Your head is groggy, pounding headache. You look up. Look at your hands, covered in blood, as it drips to the floor. You start to sort of lift yourself up, and you can hear these. Stay down on the floor, sir. Stay down on the floor, sir. His voice is shouting at you from the distance. You can barely open your eyes. You're squinting as these people come towards you, pointing torches. You feel your arms being wrenched behind your back. You're bound up in handcuffs. You look back at the house, and it's on fire. It's just engulfed in flames. There is no sign of your friends. This feeling of dread fills you. You was it me? The blood on your hands. What happened last night? And that ends our session this evening.
Hey.
I am sorry if I butchered that Latin 100%.
So I was allowing 10 mistakes to pull off the ritual successfully. You got 12. Yeah. As I said, that concludes this evening's game.
Oh, Jesus.
Brent stares back at the house, staring at it as it's engulfed in flames. He's no idea if they succeeded and banished anything or not. In fact, he's not even quite sure what he was doing last night, or barely managing to recall his own friends' names at this point as he's bustled away into a police car. Blood on his hands that he couldn't even tell you where it came from, and absolutely no sign that his friends made it out from that building alive. The end.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope you enjoyed it. It's the first time I've run. Let's say I've not run
Absolutely.
Cthulhu for the better part of 16 years, so this has been quite an education. Chat. I don't know if anyone's still around. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We are looking at doing more special one-shots like this in the future for lots of different role-playing systems. So if anyone has any ideas, there's something that they would like to see us do, please drop me a message on the Candlekeep Ramsey Facebook page, or on Twitter, or on Instagram, or anywhere else. Any final thoughts from anybody? George has wandered off at this moment, but
No, it's really, really good fun. I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward
excellent.
to doing this more regularly and having a much more variety of like the games
Yeah.
that we play and things. So yeah,
thank you very much,
I
Baldrick. Glad you
actually-
enjoyed it.
Missed every description of what actually happened to everyone. So
Yeah.
what the fuck actually happened?
So, I mean, mistake number one, you immediately went from. So, your first mistake was placing the sarcophagus in the middle of the pentagram. That was not asked for in the rituals.
Oh,
Your second mistake was that the powders were supposed to be burnt in the fireplace all the time. You missed the first 15 minutes of it. That was mistake two. And then there were 10 pronunciation errors where, you failed to pronounce words or, just in other words, got it wrong.
Damn.
So,
damn.
and Brent was the like all good horror movies. Brent is the only
Yeah.
one that walks out alive.
Well, dragged out.
Bagged out.
No, that's it for this evening. Thank you very much for coming.
Brilliant.
Like I say, if
Thank
you've
you.
been enjoying this, and if you're new here,
Yes.
don't forget to hit down the follow button at the bottom. See you again next Tuesday for Dungeons and Dragons in Eberron with our Dungeon Master Paul here. We'll stop calling him Evans. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Take care, and
See you later.
see you next week.
See ya.
F in the chat.
Thank you.
See you later.